There you go. Show tizzle. Alright, so we're going north of the Orc Caves. Oh, Jackrabbit! I jumped enough times. I got a trophy, yo. Holla at you. Who's in this place? Let's get it going. Alright, so north of the Orcs Caves. The Orcs Caves are up that way, and north is this way. Let's see some enemies. Toodaloo! How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to a late edition of Game Therapy. Yo, I know you guys will have patience with me tonight. It was indeed my son's birthday. He's gonna rush! He's gonna rush! Light him up. This was we celebrated my son's birthday today, so I have been somewhat tied up. But for good reason, I assure you. Oh, he's still kicking. He's still kicking. I thought he was running. You ain't running? You ain't running, ho? Get in there and hoe it up. Hoe it up, hoe it off. That's what we do. All right, who's in the place tonight? How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? I know I'm late. I know I'm late. Calm down, CEOs who watch this show. I know you're a timely bunch. It's funny. It's always the people who always give me the phone call when the stream isn't live. It's always the entrepreneurs. You guys must be going through it out there. Like, hey, there's no show tonight? Like, yes, we're doing a show. Everybody calm down. In fact, we got a hilarious topic to share with everybody tonight. Something that came to me in my dreams. Actually, I was awake, so I guess technically it wasn't a dream. But, yes, indeed. We'll talk about our 52-book challenge that we're doing with artists and entrepreneurs and warrior leaders all over the world. Want to get you involved in that because we sent out the first book yesterday, and the challenge officially starts next Monday. But I'm giving everybody 2 weeks to read the first book, so they can feel like they're getting ahead and not feel overwhelmed. I also programmed this book challenge to, as best I could, make sure that you weren't getting monster-heavy books back to back. And I tried to keep, like, a lot of the big monsters, like this book right here, that I'm sure you can't read the title of. But this book right here is a doozy. But it's very much worth a read if you want to understand how money works in the American system and how investors like Warren Buffett and such make their money. Spoiler alert, there's no fast way to become a billionaire other than luckily doing something that millions of people suddenly want to be a part of. But even that usually takes either many years of planning and execution to pull off or many years of failing at doing something else that eventually turns into it. So I'll give you an example of that in the entrepreneurial world. Did you know that YouTube was actually a dating app before it became YouTube? Did you know that Twitter was actually dispatch software before it became Twitter? And did you know Reddit was gas station pump software before it became Reddit? Yeah, all these people that are super successful and wealthy didn't get there overnight, despite what the gurus on YouTube and everyone else are trying to tell you about their program that's going to get you there. Yeah, no, if their program doesn't say, listen, here's the moral of the story that I'm charging you $5,000 for. You're going to work really effing hard and feel like you're not making progress, and then, then you're going to have a chance to win. If the program doesn't say that, run. Because what they're selling you is a dream that has no execution. And you guys have been reading your Bible. You know faith without works is dead. And I'm going to tell you, more of y'all need to read the Bible, because y'all wouldn't be buying these bullshit guru courses, right? Like, faith without works is dead. And a lot of what these courses... Now, on that same token, I've taken some excellent classes that have helped me tremendously, especially in the areas of sales. I can, if I can remember the names of their courses from friends of mine that I've taken, I'll share them with you. So don't get me wrong. There's great courses on the internet, but the people who would sell you a helicopter, like, hey, I got a helicopter from selling on Amazon. Let me tell you how Amazon selling goes. It's a lot of effing work, and it's a lot of quantitative analysis, and if you're not good at that and you don't have the capital to hire somebody who's great at quantitative analysis and measuring those variables that are constantly changing every single day so that you can understand how to position yourself in the market and be great at marketing and have capital to buy advertising, there's a good chance you are not going to get a helicopter by selling Amazon shit, okay? But the course is gonna, it's a quick and easy way that I made $600,000 a day. Okay, you did. I believe you did that because you wouldn't have lied to sell your program. Otherwise, you probably get in trouble for that, right? But I'm just telling you, if the course doesn't start with the shit's hard, it's gonna take a lot of work. Like America has become this system of coddling people into shit. Like, I gotta encourage you to fucking take care of your life. Fuck you. Take care of your life. How about that? How's that for motivation? You want to hire me to come speak at your school? A bunch of teachers just yelled, yes! The administrators didn't. Actually, a couple of administrators I know that may even watch the show, who I work with, probably like, yes! Please come tell these badass kids, well, the kids are fine as their parents and stuff. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Have I offended everybody yet? With my particular brand? I need to offend everyone just so we can get the cowards out of here faster. That's all. If you're not offended, I'm not doing my job. And if you are offended, good. It means you're growing. You're becoming not a weakling. Get offended more often. And then eventually, you'll build a thicker skin. You won't be offended so much. All right, Clem says, happy birthday to your kid. Thanks, Clem. Oh, and by the way, the kid that had the birthday was number 99 on the Madden squad. The guy you saw tearing up all the quarterbacks chasing after him. Cap says, what's happening? Just landed in London with my girl. What up? Cap's in London. Get some, Cap. Cap. Hey, man, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. What you doing up? Oh, you just landed a plane. I just read that. Anyway, enjoy your morning, Cap. Go get some sleep. Beat the jet lag and go enjoy London, man. Super happy about that. Harley says, what up? Ursula's in the house. What up? Cap says, the questions. Harley says, I don't get offended, but I do get annoyed. Yeah. Let's get annoyed together. Wait a minute. Oh, I didn't kill them yet. I'm like, why are they still there? I thought I shot these hoes. Well, ho, you didn't. I'm too early with it. But I can close the distance, bitch. Give me my money, ho. I come to collect my money, bitch. Where is my money? I'm not the type of pimp who likes having his time wasted, ho. Where's my money? Where? Ho? Ho? Oh, here you are. Give me my money. There it is. Next time, have some money. I said money, not lurker claws, ho. You've been out on these streets for 2 weeks. Coming up short on your payments. A pimp let that shit ride the first time, ho, but not again. You better get your shit together. Downtrodden pimp. Look at you swinging at people, ho. Who do you think you are? Really? You gonna swing at a killer? Okay. You gonna swing at a dude that can throw lightning bolts out of his hand? Is that the guy you want it with? Is the lightning bolt hand guy? That's the guy you're gonna, maybe, well, like, one of these lurkers is gonna evolve, because, like, there's a lurker right now, because that's the name of this monster I just killed. There's a lurker right now up the hill that saw that murder, and over the next 1,000,000 years, he's gonna evolve into whatever species they become, and he's gonna tell stories, man. He's gonna pass the story down and listen. The dudes that can shoot lightning out of their hands, you don't fuck with him, because he shot lightning, and then he pulled an axe out of his ass, I guess. I didn't even see the axe, and started stabbing all Grandpa's friends in the face. And all they were trying to do was fish. They were trying to get some food and eat. And then, next thing you knew, lightning hands showed up and killed everybody. And it was shit. Lightning hands, that's his name. And that's what they would call humans for the rest of eternity. Watch out, it's one of the lightning hands. No, they don't all have the ability. Only some of them have lightning hands. Give in to your anger. Okay, they said north of the hut. Where's the damn... Hold on. Is this a sign? Silver Lake Castle. I will beat your ass. You don't know me. How many times I've been to Silver Lake Castle? Twice. Twice, bitch. Hey, it's the Wasps. What's up, Holmes? Let's get this ass whooping started. You know what time it is, Wasps. Come on now. Actually, you know what? Let's break contact from the Wasps for just this moment because I don't have a whole lot of ammunition left. And I want to conserve some of those arrows for some killing I need to do later. Hey, look at this little path right here. Is this where we do the do? Oh, they still chase it. They still... Oh, I see it. I see it. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I see it, Jesus. I see... Oh, that's right. It's the clearing in the woods. I totally forgot when I came here before that that's where this boss fight is. The clearing in the woods. Man, you think as a person who's beat this game twice, I would have remembered that by now. But when you've played as many games as I have, it all seems like one really long game. Jolly says, hey everyone, Discord notified me. Yes sir, I just heard the notification come through in my headset. Thank you. I was like, that's probably the good old faithful Jolly kicking ass on our behalf. I appreciate you, brother. Now, as the title states, I think there needs to be an adult film studio called Thug Mattress. Can we listen to me? How is there not an adult film studio called Thug Mattress? And I copyrighted it, by the way, so nobody can take it. It's mine. Thug Mattress. How is Thug Mattress, or at least it needs to be a hotel. If it's not, or the hotel where the adult industry uses it exclusively for their films, business model, vertical integration, entrepreneurialism. Thug Mattress. That's going to be the name of the hotel where nobody goes because that's where adult stuff happens. I just think Thug Mattress is important. I think we need to dedicate some time to talking about Thug Mattress. He said the hentai history book. Oh, damn. Clem had to leave already? Clem says, I'm heading out. Sorry, guys. It's late. Yeah, no, man. Please. This show is here for you. Listen to me. Everybody always asks, B, what's the topic of the show? The topic is always you, man. Now, I title it Funny Things, and I talk shit for a couple hours to help y'all get through your night and then get on with your day tomorrow. All right, but the show's about you, man. You watch it when you have time. Ain't nobody tripping. Don't be sorry, man. Go kill. Let's get in my inventory and find out how many of these. I know I got more arrows left. Y'all ain't about to sit here and tell me I ain't got no arrows. I know I got arrows. Oh, look at these here. Oh, that's not what I want. You're all the wrong style of whore. You need to be a better whore. I guess I could just go melee on this fight if I really wanted to be the gangster of all gangsters. Yeah, I'm gonna be a gangster of all gangsters. Oh, wait a minute. Is he chopping down a tree or are these dudes? Oh, that's the slaves. We're going to free the slaves, man. Let's get these slaves together. Jolly says, also, happy birthday to your kid. Thanks, man. Jolly says, Thug Mattress sounds like a mattress with a zipper on the side so you can stash your cash and coke instead of putting it under the mattress you need to... Thug Mattress! Oh, I love it. It could be I'm telling you. But seriously, just imagine, where does your head go when you think Thug Mattress? That's an adult film studio where total horrible things happen. Just Thug Mattress. The beatdown of all beatdowns. Thug Mattress. Alright, let's get to work. What's up, Tristan? Let's see, Harley says they canceled work tomorrow for me, so tomorrow's going to be chill. Oh, they finally closed the schools? Because it was only a 2-hour delay the last time I saw. Did they finally make it official? Since we're getting 9 feet of snow or whatever's happening? Oh, that's right. They only have 3. Hold tight here, boy. You got to hold tight. And let these hoes know you ain't a game. Tell these hookers, stop that running. Slide out, slide out, slide out on that ass. That's what we do. We're gonna set you free, set you free, set you free, set you free, set you free. Hey, come into my planet song. Set you free. Walk out. Damn it, come on, B, pay attention. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's heal up, let's heal up. Warm up. Stay left. You can run out of space real fast. Form up. Stay alert. You can run out of space real fast, baby. All in your ass is where the space is, ho. The things that come out of people's mouths when they're under duress. It's awesome to see that video games turn me into a bumbling buffoon. I rather enjoy it. Alright, the first guy we killed, we dropped out here, didn't we? Where's the other dead dude? I want my money, ho. Told you I ain't the type of pimp to let you just roll down the hill with my cash. You ain't just gonna be dead and roll down the hill with my money in your pocket. Oh, here's my money, bitch. Okay, keep playing. Keep playing. Keep coming up short with my cash. There's gonna be an ass whipping out here. I just stopped myself from doing the rest of that joke. That one was for me. That one stayed in the... That one is not for public consumption. That joke is going to stay personal to me forever. But it was funny. Oh, God. That was great. I wish that was a joke, I can tell. All right, we saved him.
A miracle. Adano sends you, stranger.
Lord Gay Wayne, the gayest of the gay, sends me. All right. Tag says, Harley, it's just tentacles. Always has been. Guy who painted the wave also painted Oh man, that's funny. It's just tentacles. Every thug needs a thug mattress. Somewhere we can sleep. A place where we can belong. Tupac. Please tell me Tupac actually said that shit. Tristan, please, you are a DJ. So I know you have access to cuts that nobody else has heard. Because you were on those websites that I was on in the 1990s that had all those cuts that are no longer on the internet. Like, if I could play for y'all some of the stuff the Roots did back in, like, 1997, it's in my collection, just the glory. Like, the albums don't do any justice to the, I know you got some cuts. Please tell me Pac actually said that. Please. That Thuggin' Love song from the Boondocks. I don't know if I made it far enough in the Boondocks to hear that song. I know I should. I had to. My son loves that show, so we catch it a lot in our house. You know, my wife bought me a book, and I was just telling her, she bought me this book for Christmas, and she's like, you know, I was afraid you wouldn't like it. And I said, babe, like, these people are the forefathers. Like, do you understand if people like Willie Mays, people like Jackie Robinson, these people that come before us that have entertained the world, didn't come before. I said, you understand in the 1950s, first of all, I wouldn't be allowed to have a show like this if it was the 1950s. In the 1950s, if I somehow got on the air and said the crazy shit that I say on the show, obviously I'm not being serious, I'm joking, they'd have hung a brother for that shit. You know, but cats like this go out there and put their life on the line. I mean, Jackie Robinson, you know, it is who I'm talking about in that case, but Willie Mays, too, who's also a hero of mine. It's just these people that go before us, the Malcolm X's and all these folks, it's like they have paved a way. Richard Pryor has paved a way for us to do the things we're doing now. It's like, how are we not going hard in the paint? I said, how would I not want to read this book of somebody I heard my dad talk about 1,000 times? Yes. I said, this is exactly the type of book I want to read, because it helps me be grateful for the fact that I have the platform that I have, that I don't take for granted. You know, and some people would argue that my platform's not as big as it should be, or it's too big. The fact that I have the opportunity and the privilege to come before, you know, thousands to millions of people, depending on what platform I'm talking on, and say a thing is a privilege. And I don't get that privilege knowing my culture and knowing my ethnicity in this country. Ain't no me without these cats. So I love, and you know, even going back further in history to Yosuke the African samurai, right? Like, who I am, if you look at my lineage, I am descended from his line. It's like, yep. People doing cool stuff. So anyway, little story for you. Let's talk about Gay Wayne, the gayest of the gay.
Lord Gawain sends me.
Or Gawain, I'm sorry.
Is he doing well?
Yes.
They made sure they called him Gawain
Quite easily.
instead of Gay Wayne. I like Gay Wayne.
Squashed our spirit.
Well, unsquash it and trudge back to the castle.
I knew a gay guy named Wayne once.
No,
It's cool
stranger.
as shit.
We've embarrassed ourselves enough already. It's about time we learn.
I guess technically I still know him. I didn't once know him. I guess the knowing continues. Gay Wayne, if you watch it, baby, I love you. Keep gaying it up, brother. All right. I'm sorry, I just think that name is awesome. I should have named my child that. Alright, what are the other comments saying? He says every thug. I swear to God, I wish Tupac had actually said that. Because, you know, if Tupac existed today, he would have he'd have thug aprons and thug beanie caps. Because the way shit is so over fucking marketed. Can the counterculture people please bring back a world where marketers don't fucking ruin everything? Because marketers and nerds ruin everything. They're the worst people in the world. And I'm a nerd, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm one of you. I ruin shit too. Oh, is this my money? Ho, I told you not to be late. 8 gold? Ho, you've been on the streets for 3 weeks and you come back with 8 gold? Ho ass orc. This pimp has no mercy. All these people did, he just collected his money. Anyway. Turbo says, hey, y'all. We went from 85 degrees yesterday to 30 today. Might have snow. Yep, same here. Same here, lady. Or it wasn't 80 here yesterday. It was quite a bit colder than that, but still a lot nicer than 30. I'll give you that. And welcome to the show, Turbo. He says, B, slide out on that ass. That's what we do. Me, pull out game is strong with this one. Oh, God, Jelly, no. No. You're not allowed to type. You're on typing restriction for the next 3 weeks. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh, let me make sure my window's closed so my neighbors aren't like, what in the fuck? Like my neighbors that live acres away are like, what in the hell is this dude doing? Oh, God. Oh, shit. pull out game. Slide out on that ass. That's what we do. Oh, God. Why, Jesus, did you make me like this? Why? I'm sorry I'm like this. Oh, God. I hope everybody, if you're not laughing at that shit, you are living wrong. Baby, I was wrong. What movie was that from? Actually, Jolly probably. I doubt Suba can get that one. But Suba has surprised me yet time and time again with his freaking movie quote game. He rivals me with being able to pick up obscure, now, and not just being able to do movie quotes, but obscure. Like I picked one on a show the other day, and I noticed in the comments after the fact, Suba guessed it. And I was like, damn, he picked up that one? Shit. Like that mother. And Jolly will pull him too. But it's like, damn. Alright, I need to step my damn game up. Because I knew for sure when I gave the Tron monologue, nobody was going to be like, oh, I know that. That's from Tron. Because nobody watches Tron. And then like 9 people, oh, that's Tron. He fights for the users. He does indeed fight for the users, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, Tag says, every living being deserves a blanket. Tristan says, the fun thing about the desert is we get a couple inches of snow and they shut everything. Oh, dude, yeah, it's like living in Georgia. Like the fact, hey, we heard it's going to snow next week. Hey, school's canceled. Fuck school. They be boarding schools up and shit. I used to love living in Georgia when I was a kid. It's just like they'll shut school down because they heard it was gonna snow. I can imagine the desert is 20 times worse than that. Easy. I'm trying to get the Silver Lake Castle. I don't know about this Woodcutter's Vale shit. Let me check my map actually. Where's the old Silver Lake Castle? Isn't that it right there? Yeah. Wait a minute. So, which way was it? I am facing the wrong way. It is the way I was going. Bocce Bowl style. I'm noticing I didn't kill all the monsters I thought I killed. And that's cool. I always like finding a new monster to kill. But not right now, monsters. I'm busy. Leave me alone. Tag says, it's not some esoteric blanket either. It's a literal blanket. He was a monk. The game looks damp today. What's up, Kaz? What's happening, baby? He did, but it was Thug Mansion. Okay, I got you. All right, close enough, man. We're gonna take that as yes. You just changed the word mansion to mattress. You're good to go. Thug Mattress, baby. So today we're discussing, if you're just tuning in, I believe Thug Mattress should be an adult film studio, and if I got to be the one to create it, so be it. You know, I don't know how to create that shit, but I'm sure we can hire people that know how to make that stuff. Right? Yeah, it'll be great. But yeah, Thug Mattress. Thug Mattress. I just, if that was a website, just on principle, I would never watch it. I'd just join just because they need money. Whoever came up with Thug Mattress deserves to be a billionaire. Just the fact that you uttered the two words thug and mattress together in a sentence, they sound funny. When I landed on that last, I said, oh, that shit sounds funny. Thug Mattress. All night. And oh, believe me, a t-shirt's coming. A t-shirt to... Oh, y'all are not ready for the Thug Mattress t-shirts. And every one of y'all better buy one. And I know who's buying shirts. Don't think I don't. I see the emails. All right, car door.
Ah, back so soon.
How are you?
I've heard Urhag bit the dust. I feel much better already.
Pocket
And
thoughts
our
in the
lord
house.
is back in the castle. Even better.
Jolly says, B, I think I got a joke you may like. I have to send it through Signal. Yeah, send away, man. Send away.
Did you kill him? Very well. Glad to hear that. A truly great deed.
Pocket Thoughts praise my son had an awesome... Oh, we had a fantastic birthday for the little man today. Kept it simple because of COVID stuff. We didn't want to get people exposed and blah, 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 blah. So we kept it... We invited one of his buddies over. And her mom came and hung. And then we had pizza. They had cake. He opened gifts. He hung out with his friend and played... I don't know if the other mom brought it or if we had it, but it was a giant, like, foam Jenga tower that his older brother, and his friend were all playing together. And it was just like this big family Jenga session, which was super fun. And then after that, I went on a walk with my wife and hung out with her a little bit. It's been a fantastic day, man. It's been a great and merciful day. The Lord's mercy is new every day. I imagine the Lord's socks are new every day, too. You imagine the Lord as someone who changes his socks pretty often? I mean, a lot of military principles come from teachings, spiritual teachings. So I imagine, as much as they taught us to change our socks, the Lord probably changes his socks regularly. So that's the question of the night. The question of the night is, do you believe the Lord changes his socks often? And if so, how many times a day do you think the Lord changes his socks? Second question, if you don't believe the Lord changes his socks often, how often does the Lord change his socks? Get at me in the comments.
Your men are on their way home.
Thank you, Tag. Thank you, Tristan.
A knight in shining armor.
He said, I'm going to shut it down. I'm still on restriction. Oh, man, you're not on restriction. You keep posting. You are prohibited from not posting. That is the truth of the statement I was making sarcastically about your 3-week banning. You better keep posting. Shouts out to my man Bob Ross. Hit the rock, Ross. Much love. And then my mom got me a Bob Ross calendar as well. Check that out. Becoming Bob Ross, man. That's what we're up to.
I'm glad to help, but I require your assistance as well.
All of Argon is in your debt. You have a wish? Speak freely. I'll comply.
I'm looking for a lost temple, and I've heard there are old maps in the castle's archives. Maybe I can find a clue to the temple's location there.
You want to visit our archives? What a wise and humble wish for a man your age. Then it's granted. Simply go to the castle cellar. There you'll find the entrance to the archives. Here's the key.
Thank you.
I thank you. Come to me again after you've visited the archives. I'll be anxious to know if we've helped you at all.
I'd be interested to know if we helped you at all. Oh, am I going in the locked door now? Oh, let me in, Jesus. Let me into the... Let him into the upper room. Let him into the upper room. Where Jesus did his due in the upper room. EmptyScrolls.com. I'm still pretty sure those do nothing. The alchemical recipe of... Now, interestingly enough, these lecterns in Risen, the game this is kind of modeled after, or this modeled after Gothic, but Risen is the next evolution of Gothic. When you read these lecterns, you actually get experience points. In this game, it's very clear to me, at least I'm making the assumption, I don't know, obviously I wasn't there. To me, it's clear that this game wasn't finished, and I think that's why it's received some of the scorn that it's got, because people who are used to playing, not only somewhat polished, because Gothic games have a lot of issues, but the modded Gothic games that give you so much freedom and so many things to do, and so just the things you can get into in that game are so rich and so deep that I can understand why a person played this and is like, this is basically a parochial ass, like a combat game with a little bit of RPG stuff in it, which for me is all I need. I don't need the hyper complexity of Gothic. In fact, I think some of the bigness of Gothic, especially 3, which is the only one I've played, it takes away from what makes the game fun, because it gets to a point where I know I lost the endurance to continue playing Gothic 3. Because it just gets tedious. It's every town. You got to talk to the guy, but he's not the real guy. You got to talk to the real guy, but to talk to the real guy, you got to run errands for this guy. And it became like this fetch quest simulator where I just felt like I was constantly doing side quests for people I would have rather killed, until I came across one of the gods in the game, Belios, I think. Is it Belios? Beliar, one of them, which is like the evil god in this world. And his whole thing, because you have to align with whatever, there's religions in the game, and you have to choose one of them, is kind of how you choose your faction. And I chose the one that wanted to just bring destruction to everybody. So it was so much fun to go into the towns. And when he's like, I would like you to run down to the bakery and fetch me, I just start stabbing people. Because the point of the game was killing everybody. I was like, this is great. Or at least that was my interpretation of the game. I'm still not sure that I finished it the way I was supposed to. I just remember the god that you pledged to. He's like, hey, go have fun and kill everybody, is what I remember, or at least that's how I interpreted it. And boy, did I. Man, there was so much killing. It was great. Just all these fetch quest givers, and you're just two-blading them in the chest and chopping heads off. I don't remember if you chop heads off in that game, but I imagine that I chopped heads off. It was great. Go get me some good. Nope. No fetch quest for you, ho. You're headless. Dearest Clesta, this will probably be the last letter I write you. Ethorn's men are at the gates, and we are running out of supplies. If Silver Lake Castle should fall, I hope you can recover our family signet ring for our son. As soon as the troops of Righteous King have taken back the castle, I hid the signet ring in the fake bottom of an inconspicuous chest in the tower where we kissed for the very first time. Even now, it warms my heart to think back to this perfect moment. The Silver Lake seemed so close, as if we could reach out and touch it, and the stars were sparkling like jewels above our heads. To prevent the Cetarians, Cetarif is how you say it, Cetarafians, I guess how you say that, from besmirching our tower, I will hide the key in a thug mattress, motherfuckers! What? They're hiding the key in a thug mattress! The theme of the show comes right together. Oh, thug mattress. In the upper chambers next to the chimney. The letter ends abruptly here after the thug mattress has been revealed. This game has a thug mattress. I didn't know that was coming. I forgot all about that. The thug mattress thing and that happening, totally random, not scripted, I promise you. I know usually in show business when you say you're not lying, you're lying. I'm actually not. That was, yes. That was awesome. Oh my golly day. You're going to hide it in the thug mattress. Is this the thug mattress? That's a thug bookshelf, I guess. Alright, let me grab what I actually came here to do and stop lollygagging. The map of Argon. The power of Shamborn compelling you to great things. Okay, Jolly, got it, man. Thank you. Oh, there's actually, the term thug mattress actually is a thing. Let's see what Urban Dictionary has to say. It's a group of pillows laid out on the floor and then covered with a blanket and then used to either have sleep. Oh, yeah, that's a total thug mattress. I've slept on one of those. Okay. That's a bit less sexual than I assumed thug mattress would be. But yeah, I've slept on many a thug mattress. I've made a few. All right, Tag says, the Lord puts on a fresh, brand new pair of socks every morning. That's one of his miracles. Every pair is new each time. Totally better than water into wine. I agree with that. If I could wake up and find socks, that's a miracle in and of itself. Let's see. Harley says, that's a trick question. The Lord's obviously a sandal man. Some people wear socks with their sandals, Harley, or have you not been to a college concert? Or did they stop doing that after Dave Matthews was popular? I know I'm a little older than some of y'all. Ursula says, Google Thugmaster. Okay, I read that one already. Turbo says, B, happy birthday to your son. Hoping his year is blessed with growth and joy. Oh, it will be. It will be. And thank you for your well wish. We will see to that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Turbo. Bless you. Tag says, God, yes. He can walk on water without his socks getting wet. He says, socks with sandals. That's proof God is blind. That's funny. I've never understood, other than when I was in college and I'm lazy about my apparel because I don't give a shit about how people look on the outside. It's what's in your crazy ass brain that matters. I used to wear, that's the only time I wore those slip-in sandals is when I had to go to class and I'm tired. But wearing sandals in public, no. But I've also been in places where I've had to run for my life. So maybe the idea of wearing sandals to me doesn't compute, because it's like, if I have to run, these sandals are not going to get the job done. Oh no, I got to go upstairs to Gawain, I think they call him Gawain. I had been calling him Gay Wayne, but it's Gawain. The Eye of Argon. Tag says, all right, I've got to record something tonight. Love y'all. Take care. Yeah, I'll be actually recording my next podcast tomorrow. So the podcast will be coming back, gang. Brace yourselves. Took a little hiatus to get game therapy off the ground and also just to give me some space to figure out kind of how I want to do things going forward to make it a little bit more structured for everybody so that it's not just streams of consciousness designed to give you arenas where you can take your critical thinking skills on these flights of fancy with all the different things I throw at you. I want to have a little bit more structure to it and have a little bit more teaching to it and a little bit more humor and fun to it as well. So, like one of the last podcasts I did that was teaching my 5 Pillars of Destiny class that I teach for people. That's an example of some of the stuff I want to get into because that's a really practical thing. I even had people emailing me after I did that podcast to say, hey, may I send you my results from doing this stuff? Like, if you like, I can't promise that I'll be timely with a response or even give you one at all with how crazy busy I get at times, but we'll see.
Ah, you're back. Have you found anything helpful in your search for the temple?
Yeah, I'm on.
I found an old map indicating the temple's exact location on White Eye Mountain. However, there's no clue on the map how to reach the temple.
Well, maybe I can help you. A few weeks ago, 2 mages paid me a visit who were trying to get to the same place.
Who were these mages?
Alas, I don't remember their names. But they were on a mission from the Brotherhood. You'd better ask in Tushu who they were.
This dude got
I'm off to Tushu.
braids and dreads in
Yes, I
his
thought you'd
beard.
do
He's
that.
pimping.
That's why I ordered Gilthor to hang on to this scroll. Know this. The road to Tushu was blocked
So
by
he's
a
an
rock
Irish
avalanche
guy with
during
a
the
black
earthquake.
guy's afro
The
and
scroll
dreads. That's
here
pretty
holds a
cool
spell
mix.
for moving the rocks. I wanted to use it to clear the road to Tushu.
I know, maybe his hair's a little
But now I
straighter than
give
it
it
looks
to
in
you.
the sunglasses. It's just shaped like an afro. That's what's up. The champion of Silver Lake. I wasn't paying attention to what I was supposed to be doing because, I'm that guy. Alright, so we got to go find the Thug Mattress right quick. This game actually, if you heard my joke about Thug Mattress, this game actually has one and we're going to go find it. Good day, Gilthor of Castellan.
You saved our Baron.
Oh, and Kaz just explained what the Eye of Argon is that I just called out there in the comments, my friends. Let's see. Oh, that solution my wife rubbed my feet with tonight really moisturized my dry-ass feet. Get some, Miko. It's awesome. Having a badass wife.
Don't mention it. After all, we don't want orcs in the castle now, do we?
Of course not. No doubt.
Where do you store the old junk?
In the watchtower, the one with the pointed roof.
One more thing. What can you tell me about the archive? How old is it?
Old, very old. Some of it is much older than the castle, which was built by Robar II.
By Robar II? The last king of Matana?
Yes, Lord Trantor reigned here at that time. We Setarifians put an end to that. Now Lord Gawain, the brother of Ethorn VI, rules from the castle.
Ah. Well said, I guess. What was he talking about? Yeah, well met, citizen. Where's that thug mattress at, yo? I want my thug mattress. Give me some of that thug mattress, baby. There's the key inside the thug mattress. Oh, dear man of Eleanor. Alright, so now I think I can get this to give me the location. No, that's the wrong button. Okay, that we can do in a minute. I hit the signet ring. This is what I'm looking for. In the fake bottom of an inconspicuous chest in the tower where we kissed for the first time. Even now it warms my heart to think back to this perfect moment. The Silver Lake seemed so close, as if we could reach out and touch. Okay, so I think I know exactly where that is. I think. The Tower Guardian is helping him. He thinks. Ursula says, yay for podcast. Yeah, we back. We back, baby. Now, I don't know if I'll launch it tomorrow or if it'll launch the week after, but it'll definitely be getting recorded tomorrow. It won't be particularly long-winded, hopefully, unless I get into one of my unscheduled rants about something as my brain jumps from idea to idea. But I do have things that I want to cover, so I'm going to try to keep it as succinct as possible so not to waste your time. I want to talk about something that I'll be sending out to my Spartans tomorrow as well. It's kind of a theme for the new year and the focus and how we're going to kick ass extra credit style in 2022, because for a lot of us it's going to be the year of no excuses. It's time to start actually getting after these dream things that I hear everybody talking about, you know. And like I told you guys, the last major dream I had for my life, not that I don't have other goals and things that I'm working on, but like the big stuff that matters to me, dream-wise, you know, as it relates to the things I will be remembered for doing. That dream, you know, opportunity just landed in my lap this past week. So now it's about, you know, now that I'm at that place, I'm wanting to think through, okay, what was my path to getting to all of these dreams that I had? Right, the wife, the kids, the family, the house, and now, you know, this new opportunity is an opportunity for me to give back as a leader to up and coming leaders who are going to be the people, you know, eventually running things. and I couldn't, like, it happened exactly the way, like, I'm being specifically vague about it because I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about. But basically, I couldn't have mapped out exactly what I wanted to be doing in this scenario, in this situation, with the people I wanted to be doing. It's serving the people exactly who I wanted to serve in a capacity that's not true. The way it was presented to me was even better than the way I had imagined it. Like, that's how God works sometimes, man. It's like, oh. Remember this? Have you guys ever heard the scripture that God can do exceedingly abundantly above all you ask or think? I just experienced that last week when a friend reached out to me and said, hey, something's getting ready to go down. I want you to be a part of it. What say ye? Even though I know with your skills, we can't afford you. And I said, yeah, here's what say I. Forget about affording people for now. Let's get this done. We can figure out the details later because this is exactly the if I could have mapped out the dream for my life. Let's figure that out. We can figure out all those other details later. I want to be a part of this thing, no matter how it goes down. So, now that I'm there, it's, I think, time to start helping y'all do the same. So the email will come out from me tomorrow about the theme for the year, and I think the theme, how we break the year, we're going to break the year down into kind of 3 phases and figure out, okay, how do we handle phase 1? How do we handle phase 2? And in phase 3, no later than phase 3, you should start to see the fruition of a lot of some of the things, at least some of the short-term goals and dreams that you have, right? So we're not still talking a year from now, oh, I'm still saving up to start my business. Okay. Do you think your business not getting started is a resource constraint issue? Because that's easily fixable. You probably have a separate issue. Let's talk about it and get you started, right? And people do this for me all the time. Like, I know that, but unless you have other people in your life helping you, sometimes you forget that type of stuff. And like certain programs that I have available to y'all, like the Spartan Advisory Council and this book challenge, were ideas that I had that someone else helped me refine. And more than one person. I mean, one of the people that helped me was my wife. And they're like, hey, have you thought about doing that? I was like, you know what? That's textbook business. And I totally just, you get busy and sometimes you forget your fundamentals. It's like, yep, you're right. I'm going to add that. Let's get it. So the whole point is I want dreams coming true. No more talking about shit. I don't want any more woe is me. And I swear to God, if anybody comes on another one of these streams or any one of my forums talking about how broke you are, it's going to be an ass whipping. Stop talking like that. You ever notice the people who aren't broke in your life never talk about being broke? And are you aware, because you're not reading your Bible, that life and death is in the power of your tongue? And what that metaphor means is that when you talk, you program your subconscious brain to behave in a way that cannot be different from the things you are telling yourself. That is why Hitler was so effective. He said the same thing over and over and over again. And even though it was false, the human brain will eventually accept it because it's inundated. All right, so you keep talking about how broke you are and how woe is me your life is. Guess what? In a year, we're still going to be talking about that shit. So we'll teach you how to communicate about the hardships in your life in a way that doesn't program your brain for more failure. All right, I'm not talking about sugarcoating shit and calling things not what they are. I'm talking about having a proper perspective and approach to getting you out of the situations that you may find yourself in that you would like to not be. Now then, having said that, I forgot what quest I'm on. Oh, I'm supposed to be going. Oh, I got it. I'm not 1,000% sure exactly where that thing is, because I thought I would have run into it by now, but alas, that is not the case. Let's go to the map. It's certainly not down here. I know that's the quest. Where is it? Is it part of the old map? Maybe. I think it's the one down here, isn't it? Let's get to that. Oh, but you know what? If I connect the streams here, that may also connect, right? No, wrong. Totally wrong. Or maybe not wrong. Maybe not wrong. Let's zoom in here a little bit. Yeah, I bet you those things connect. Let's stay on task here with the mission. Then we'll go holler at that blue thing. Josh says, hello everyone. Hello, Josh. Says, speaking of theme, I still have not figured out my theme of the year yet. Okay, cool. Tell you what, if you're still thinking about it in a week, just make something up. And go with it. Delph, straight stealth, son. Look how smooth that shit. Look, y'all see what I just did? If I was still performing on stage, all the panties would have been male panties. All the dudes' panties would have been thrown. Look at that smooth shit. I'm gonna do it again. Y'all ain't paying attention. You see how smooth what I just did was? Like I said, if I was still a singer, men would have been throwing their panties on the stage for that shit. Like, look at this motherfucker just jumping through trees, bitch. Like, y'all don't understand. Cool. Hey, big rock man, you want to kick ass? Let's do it. This doesn't look like it's going in the direction we need it to. Okay, okay, Stone Golem. Listen, man. I need you to be cool. Oh, you gonna block up? You gonna block it up? I am doing damage, but not a ton of it. Okay, we can both play the projectile game. That's what you want to do. I do, Ken. Coward. He says that's not how you sharpen your axe with a stone. He says once you've been shat upon, you're always been shat upon. Oh my golly day. Harley says, all right, I'm back for a bit before I go to bed. What do you... Hey, Harley, I was asking, did schools finally get canceled? They were only giving out 2-hour delays last I checked. And if you commented, I just missed it. I think this is one of those times where it's like, it's okay, Bryant. We come here. Ooh, I'm in a fight. Let's get him to disengage real quick. I think this is telling me very much time to level up. And I haven't leveled up in probably 10 levels. I mean, I've leveled up, but I haven't, like, used my skill points and all that stuff. Come on, give me that red dot. Give me that red dot, baby. Give me that red... Spah! That's what I wanted. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good fighting with you, man. We learning together. We sparring and getting stronger together. That's what we do, baby. I don't know about Virginia, but DC is canceled. So, but did DC start with a 2-hour warning and then change to canceled, or have you guys been canceled all night? Because weirdly, you guys are usually later to cancel than where I live, because I'm out in the boonies. You guys are usually always 10 to 20 degrees warmer than where I'm at. I mean, I could just really turn the internet on and look this whole question up, but I figured why not take an opportunity to have an amazing conversation with a cool cat about whether or not I need to get up early with my kids tomorrow. And now it's tea making time, baby. I'm keeping tea with me tonight, man. I failed on my last stream with no tea. Dry ass throat. Oh, build the track up and not tear it. God dang it. I'm like, originally staff was supposed to come back tomorrow and the kids on Wednesday, but due to, okay, I got you. So you guys were already kind of scheduled not to have school. I imagine that means, but you know what? I already know the answer to the question because I think I would have received an email if it had changed. Let's check. Yep, I would have gotten an email. Here we go. All right, so we're still technically on a 2-hour delay, but I am pretty convinced it's going to be a cancellation. All right, so they wanna meet tomorrow at. Okay. All right. I think we can swing that. Definitely. I just need to check that with the wife to make sure there's no conflicts, and then we'll help a entrepreneur kill it tomorrow. Alright, so as of now, it's still technically just a 2-hour delay, but you know what? Even a 2-hour delay gives us some breathing room. Which my wife has already told me I'm allowed to sleep in tomorrow, because it's been a week, man. It's been a week of things going on. Good, all good things, but there's been some tough stuff, too, to deal with, as there always is. Had a memorial, actually, for my buddy that passed away on New Year's Eve, which was really cool. Unfortunately, it coincided with some family time I had, but we figured out how to mix them up. All right, so I'm thinking what I want to do around Yandra is get my momentum up. I think it's discipline, right? Yeah, because this is the one I want. 2 flurries can be performed. No, I want this joint right here. Unlimited amount of strikes in a row. Yeah, that's what we want, Jesus. Unlimited strikes for Jesus. Or do we want the magic to kick ass? I think we want to go to magic first. But I'm also creating a save. Hold on, discard that. I saved it, but I'm going to double check the save now, because what I'm going to do is go ahead and save this here. And then boom, that's the old land, and then we're going to go ahead and make the new save now. Got him. All right, and then we're going to go here. Skills and spells, baby. We're about to level up for the first time in forever. All right, let's go kick some ass with our new lightning hands. Harley says, I believe they make that decision around 5 a.m. in Virginia, so you should... Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Sometimes they'll call it the night before if it gets really bad while their people are still up, but it's so late now. I can't imagine our folks that handle communications are going to be sending anything out at this point, because they're probably thinking, well, shit, but let's let the parents sleep too. Yeah! Yeah, ho. Damn! Wait, I thought I was... How did he hit me? Oh, man, all that shouting. Alright, so the big lightning ball doesn't really do much, but okay. It's something. It's not nothing. Ooh, nice move there, Chachki. Damn, B. I walked right into that shizzle. He's not really a... Yeah! Ho! Give me my money. I want my cash. Woo! Butchered that one. Alright, we made it to our location. I think this is the beginning of Act 3, isn't it? So this game gets some pretty cool environments. And you know what? What's really cool with this stream is I've never beaten the DLC to this game. So I am really looking forward to playing that part of it, man. That part of the game is really cool. Or, it's really cool that I get to play it. I'm saying it's really cool and I've never played it. Because I don't know how English works. Oh, the tree village. Yes! Yes, this was one of the selling points of the game right here. Here we go, team. Oh, I thought we were going to a cutscene. I was grabbing my tea. This game's so cool, it doesn't even have cut. It's like, man, you don't need no cutscene. Get back to work. Like, thank you. This is a blue-collar game. It's like, get back to work. We don't need no cutscenes. That's for white-collar people. All that talking and bureaucracy bullshit. Get out here and do something. Swing a hammer. Let's go. Now, is this the game with the giant worms, or is that Risen? Or both? I remember not. Alright, I should have 2 saves with the same date. I do.
Stranger, listen to me.
I am listening.
What is it?
I protect this place. Before anybody helps you in here, you need to prove to me that you're ready to do something for Blackwater. Those are the rules.
Who lays down such rules?
I do.
All right. What do you want me to do?
The lurkers around here have been a constant nuisance.
Destroy their nests and bring me their eggs as proof. You can find me in the Swamp Lily. Just head for the largest hut in the settlement.
Aye.
Where can I find lurker nests?
Northeast of Tushu, there should be at least half a dozen of their nests. Look around there.
Oh, I remember this mission. I actually remember this mission. Wow. Wait, why does it have me going in the town first before I get the... Anyway, let's... Freemonger Boran.
Welcome to Blackwater, stranger. Good to see you.
Corey says, hey, bro, how long you been on so far? About an hour. A little over an hour.
Tushu?
Yes.
We were a little bit late getting started tonight. I had a lot of stuff going on.
The large tree over there is Tushu. But the area around it is called Blackwater.
And I wasn't near... Well, and I was engaged in stuff, so I didn't want to be on my devices like texting, hey, the stream's going to start late. I just figured, hey, we'll start a stream, and if people are available, they'll come, and if not, they'll have a great night either way.
I need to speak with the mages.
You should
Believe
talk
in
to
Steve.
Talana.
Tell him, Corey.
She's the keeper of the roots and knows every mage in Tushu. Up the stairs.
Turbulence says, this
leading
week I
into
did
the tree.
accomplish a lot.
Just
I keep
climb
trying.
up the
Yeah,
stairs
keep going,
leading
Turbo.
into the tree. She must be up there somewhere.
You know, you're in a position where you're going through some pretty tough stuff, man. Just remember, I know it's cliche and it's corny, and I've said it 1,000 times, but I say it to reinforce it in y'all's thinking. Tough times don't last, tough people do, and you're tough people, right? And it's just, the key is, as you're pushing through a lot of the things you're working through, just the beautiful thing about trauma, the blessing, the silver lining in trauma, is it forces you to focus on the things that really, really matter. It makes everything else less important. You know, one of the reasons why I don't freak out about the use of words, for example, the way other people do, and I'm empathetic to the people that are hurt by words. I know I make a lot of jokes, but one of the reasons why I don't is the things I've seen in my life have caused me to focus so much on, to me, more important things than my personal hang-ups with people's behaviors that don't personally affect me directly outside of hearing a sound I don't like, right? When you've lost the people that I've lost and seen the things that people like us have seen, it doesn't necessarily have to just be about me. It's when you've been through a lot of trauma, the things you care about in your life get smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's a blessing, because as that gets smaller, your focus comes in, and then you focus on being present and available and effective in that smaller space, in that focused area, and it actually benefits you in a lot of ways, because now I don't have to worry about appeasing a bunch of people who aren't going to like me anyway. I can just be myself and be free to do that. But part of that was caused by trauma. So knowing that you're a strong person, and yeah, you've got to fight through some stuff that's pretty tough, and there's going to be some resentment and some hurt. It's appropriate. It's appropriate to feel those things at times, right? And this is for everybody. I'm not picking on Turbo, but it's just, know that you're not going to be at 100% when you're pushing through something that's so tough. So mercy on self, but just continue to push and continue to move forward, because the momentum is inevitably what brings the joy and brings back the joie de vivre, as they call it, or the joy of life. So anyway, hopefully there's something in that that's helpful and not just a complete ramble of nonsense.
He's self-righteous and conceited, plainly annoying. A wretch.
Turbo says, I'm really having a hard time focusing on me. Still focus so much on caring for my kids. I get it. You're a mom. It's natural. So when you're doing the calculations in your head, that moment where it's like, I can focus on me or I can focus on the kid, just ask yourself, would focusing on me right now in this moment, which seems selfish, make me better when I get to engage with the kid? If I put the kid on hold just for a second and I focus on me, does that make the engagement I'm going to have with the kid so much better that it was worth me taking care of myself? And if the answer is yes, then doing the selfish thing and taking care of you is actually the selfless thing, because you're taking care of you so that you can take care of the other person, right? Selflessness is very selfish, because the most selfless people in the world had to be selfish first. I can't, like, I was talking to my mentees today about, helping them raise their incomes. And it's like, okay, if I want to help them do that, I need to be doing that, in my life as well. Right? Or at the very least, I have to have been in a place where I've done what I'm going to show them how to do. Right? So if I'm completely broke and destitute, how am I going to help somebody else not be that? I got to take care of me first. It's got to be me before it can be we. Feel me? And I know you know everything I'm saying to you. Please know, guys, I am not intending to be condescending or insulting people's intelligence on this show. I repeat things a lot, and I repeat very basic things because I learned a long time ago. And one of the things we're going to focus on with my Spartans this year is focusing on mastering the basics is the answer to the things you want to be great at. Michael Jordan practiced bounce passes regularly, something that you learn how to do in literally first grade, So, yeah. So just like when you're in that moment and the dilemma hits, is the selfish act right now actually the bigger selfless act later? Then if it is, lay down or do whatever it is you're doing for you. Now, I also get that given your situation, there are times where that's impossible because you just have to get stuff done, right? I'm not trying to be insensitive to where you're at. Just when you have options to take care of you, just ask. Is this a time where being selfish is actually being selfless? There you go. Investing in self is not selfish. It's putting you in a better position to invest in others. There is no selfless without selfish first. Right? What did Jesus do before he went out and started preaching and prophesying and turning water into wine? What did he do first? And Jesus is a great example because what did he also do after? So if Jesus is doing it, what are we talking about?
Do you fear Laboris?
Fear isn't the right word. It's just impossible to speak with the bastard. All these laws and principles, it's all he knows. My lousy life's based on compromise.
Let's see, Turbo says, I feel you, and you are finer than frog hair. In more ways than one. I like that phrase. I like that. Finer than frog hair. I'm stealing that. That's like I stole cooler than a polar bear's toenails from Andre from Outkast. And I'm sorry, not Andre. 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 I'm out of my brain. Woo.
What are
I kept saying Andre, but I was seeing Big Boy. I'm like, Andre, no, Big Boy. Like, no, Andre.
How should it be? I need to do business.
One of your podcasts has an excellent lesson on selfishness. Yeah, is it the one on forgiveness? Is it the Forgiveness is Selfish podcast? I thought and talked for a lot of years before I was able to actually articulate that in a way that I thought was helpful. So it took me a while. Like, that's something I've wanted to talk about for a long time, but I just didn't have the words. I needed to work on it.
What do you think of the mages?
It'd be good if they supported the simple people around here just a bit. But they keep themselves to themselves.
All right. They keep themselves to themselves, freemonger. I'm going in the tree crib. Y'all got any thug mattresses around here? All right, now he did tell me before I do all this I'm supposed to prove myself, so I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking to these cats. But you know what? Talking to them, I can do concurrent stuff, so let's do some.
A new recruit again? What is your business here?
Your mama?
I'm looking for 2 mages. They were doing research on some ancient temple at the Silver Lake Castle archives.
Such issues are managed by the Grand Master Merdarian.
And I'd like to speak with the Grand Master.
The Grand Master of Water is busy. Without my permission, no one can disturb the Grand Master.
And I'd like to be granted your permission to be allowed to speak with the Grand Master.
Ha! You are not the first one in here. For a start, make yourself useful and go down to the basement vault. Here, just near the entrance, where the roots come out from the ground. Make Volta's promise to cease casting combat spells inside the
I love how
chamber.
everybody in this game has
Then
jaundice.
we shall see. Tell him the next bang I hear, he is going into the swamp.
Every mom
Then
just
you'll
laughed.
let me see Merdarian?
Maybe.
Every mom just thought about the Billy Rubin family. Them damn Billy Rubens. With one of my kids, they kept talking about these Billy Rubens. I'm like, these motherfucking Billy Rubens, are they a family in the Illuminati? This fucking Billy Rubin family got the monopoly on this baby shit. They kept talking about Billy Rubens. I'm like, the Billy Rubin family's fucking up. You need to get their act together. I don't even know if I'm saying that word right, by the way. Billy Rubens. That's how I say it. People probably like, what in Christ's name is this fool talking about? Well, when I figure out what I'm talking about, I'll let y'all know. All I know is I say shit and people like me to keep saying it. And then money shows up. So I'm like, well, okay. I'll keep talking until y'all stop listening. Alright, got the cut vial. Let's see. Mactan, Lady Game On. What's up, Game On? Says, what game is this, bro? This game is called Arcania, the Complete Tale. Once upon a time, it was called Arcania Gothic 4, but then the fans of Gothic, I think, staged a coup or invaded a city in a third world country. They did something, and then they changed the name because Gothic was like, we won't have this game associated with our darling child. And they changed the name because it was also not made by the studio who typically makes Gothic. But it is a fun, to me, simple role-playing game. It's not necessarily easy, but it is simple, and I like simple. But it's Arcania the Complete Tale or Arcania Gothic 4, whichever you prefer. This one's tough. Woo! That one was tough. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Hey, Cowl of the Shadow Mage. Here's a whore. All right. We got some tangleweed, swamp weed. They like weed here, huh? Sniff out the weed, sniffing out the weed. Is that a little nook and cranny, or is it two doors to get in the same building? That's two doors to get in the same building. Because pimps know the way home. Alright, we can't jump from up here because that'll be death, but we can go down these steps here. Willie and Billy. The steps of Shalador. Yes, I remember these steps. I'm doing the dialogue that most video games would do to bore the shit out of the player and annoy them because people won't shut up. Like, I remember these steps. They remind me of the steps of the land of Shalador. And on these steps we walked as the ancients ruled the land with their power. And as their power began to wane, the people began to be disillusioned. And with that disillusion, the people began to riot. Soon, brother against brother fought. Like, that's the shit these games do. It's like I could predict, like, you could get AI to write that shit. It's so bad. Like, stop talking, please. Thank God there's nobody talking to me in this game. Like, oh, bless you. I can play the game and not have somebody constantly in my ear saying stupid shit. So kudos to the people that... Who made this one? I always forget. It's a studio I should always remember the name of, but I don't, so F you. Yeah, Nordic Games, and then who made the game, though? Nordic published it. But Black Island, I think. Is that right? I think it's Black Island Studios. For as colorful as the room looks on camera, it is much darker than you think. Alright, it is Black Forest Games made this, but published by Nordic. So Black Forest made it, and Piranha Bytes is the company that usually makes the Gothic games. And if you're familiar with them, they made the Gothic series, they also made the Risen series, and then now they're on the Elix series. So anyway, that was a longer answer than you probably wished for. But I figured, why not go the extra mile for a new friend? And welcome to the show, by the way. I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting, and if we have, forgive me for not remembering. But thanks for coming out, and thanks for your question. All right, second question for the audience tonight. Which one of these things do I want to pull out of the grab bag of awesomeness? Let's see, we already asked that one. We did the dinosaur question already. I can't ask that question given the crowd tonight, because half of the audience would be like, I don't do that. So let's pick one that can be inclusive for everybody. Okay, yes. Now we'll come back to that one because people will get stuck, and I need that to be on an earlier stream. What is it a what or a who? Where am I? I lost my place on my sheet here. Here's one. Yes. What is a fictional place you'd like to visit And now the rule is it has to be a fictional place. Can't be like, oh, I want to go to the Leaning Tower of Pizza, man. It's awesome. No, that's a real place, even though you pronounced it wrong and you're silly. It has to be a fictitious place. What's a fictitious place you would like to go to? Tangleweed, bitches! Give me all of that tangleweed. It's more tangleweed. Is this where I'm supposed to be killing the Reapers or whatever they're called? Ogre leaf. Jolly says, what time are you shutting down, B? Well, it's midnight now. We're about an hour and a half. I'll probably go another 35 minutes. So that puts us at just before 1 a.m. Unless we're just having a grand ole opry and everybody's clamoring for my awesomeness to remain here. But other than that, yeah, we'll probably go till around 1. And then we'll play it by ear from there. Oh, there's one of my statue things is back in one of these cuts. And I think I ran around this swamp for a grip trying to find one of those things. But now, with all the guides and internet stuff, they'll have pictures and videos and walkthroughs. And I am not figuring out why I'm in the location I'm supposed to be in, but ain't nothing happening. So, I guess we'll come back later on. Oh, I heard that. Come get some. Come and get some. Oh, shit, Jesus. Hey, you ain't supposed to be in the crib, man. Chill. All that poison breathing hoe. Alright, so my one-shots have definitely gotten stronger. That's encouraging. That is encouraging. Let's say that was a vicious bit of fisticuffs there. I don't want to take no L's around here. Alright, let's see what everybody answered with. Eric says, hey, B, what's up, man? Good to see you. T.I., what's up, homie? Turbo says, that is correct on the Billy Rubin. Thank you, Turbo. I knew one of my moms would back me up on that. T.I. says, was Gothic made by Piranha Bytes? Yes, sir, it was. Yes, sir, it was. Ah, okay, Turbo. So one of the goals we're helping you navigate is getting the real life connection with people back going again. Okay. And it's got to be tough because I'm sure you had friends that now it's different because of your situation. Okay. Well, I think that'll be a fun adventure, actually, to meet new people and experience new people and see their differences and figure out, like, who are the people you really, really vibe with. You know, because I've, in my journeys, I've found that I vibe with only a small segment of the world. You know, and I, obviously, you know, anybody, you can get along with anybody, right? You can get along with anybody. But getting on with somebody, you know, wanting to hang and be around people, it takes, you know. It takes, really what it takes is having common values, but not everybody does. So not everybody friendly. What we going to do here, Monty? Yeah, I knew you was coming, ho. I smelt you. Y'all just gonna sit here and let these lizards run up in the town like it ain't shit? What are y'all doing? Y'all see me in here taking L's? Y'all better come help. There's the Reapers. Or the Lurkers, or whatever they're called. Y'all just gonna sit here and watch me take an ass whooping. What? Right, good killing. Good killing. I love some good killing monsters. Let's see, Turbo says the land of Narnia. Okay. Any place you'd like to specifically go in the land of Narnia? Because that's a big place. I love that. I love that answer, though. I can certainly agree with that one. Kaz says maybe the freehold of grain. Is that how you say it? So tell us, Kaz, what's the freehold of grain? Because I imagine, well, depending on what I have no clue what it is, but I don't want to assume that my ignorance is everybody else's ignorance. So educate me, my man. What is the freehold of grain? Oh, that's right. I have the ability that if their health is below a certain level, the next thing you hit them with kills them. Yes, I forgot that was an ability. I was like, why am I killing him so fast? It's like, not that I'm complaining. I'm glad it's happening. But now me understand. It's all bocce ball anyway. Bantan! Uh-oh. I knew I heard another one. Come on. Come on, ho. We got time for this. Corey says he wants to visit the Matrix. He says, but he's already there. All right. Let's see. Harley says Isla Island from Jurassic Park or the Death Star. All right. That's what's up. T.I. says the country that was just south of Narnia. Arcania. There you go. Okay. And then Harley says Isla Nublar. Okay, so you named the wrong Isla the first time? Is that what it was? Gotcha, man. Jolly says, it depends. If I visit this fictitious place, will I also take on the characteristics of the heroes or people from that place? I.e., if I'm in the Matrix, am I myself or do I have powers? Why do you assume that you yourself wouldn't have powers is the question I'd ask to that. But I'm inclined to let you answer it either way you think is more fun. I didn't think about the rules for the questions. That's a good way to come at that. So you pick whichever one you think is more interesting and then you tell us. Ursula would go to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Okay, good spot. Good spot. At least if you're a good person, it's a good spot. Kaz says, in this case, it doesn't matter much because I'd like to be a civilian in the Freehold. I don't particularly want to be one of the heroes of the story. All right. So we're finding out that Freehold of Grain or Granier, I'm not sure how to say it, is a place of heroes. All right, I can dig this place. Josh says, one place I would not mind visiting is Liyue Harbor. I don't know how to pronounce that. Apologies. Located in the continent of Teyvat in Genshin Impact. It's by far my most favorite city, with Liyue being my favorite region in general. Okay, cool stuff, man. I'm not familiar with any of those places. Because I've not played, I think Genshin Impact is an anime or a video game. I'm not sure which, but I have not consumed it. Jolly says, like, if I went to Hogwarts, would I be a wizard or just a dude? You pick. Okay, so this Freehold thing is not on Earth. Got it. Turbo says, Brian Chambers, on the friend front, I have only 2 remaining and 0 extended family from the experience. I got you. All right, well, you're not starting at 0, so at least you got something to build from. So, good stuff. Kaz says, it's a pretty obscure series, but Freehold of Grain, or Granier, is basically a libertarian planet and a sci-fi series. It would be interesting to live in a place that would test if the ideas work or not. Yeah, I've always said it would be interesting to see if some of the experiments... that if Americans can stop being scared apes for 5 seconds and not think they have to choose this polarizing shit and try some of the more out-of-the-box ideas. And you know, you want to try them and run simulations. Like, be smart about it. Like, do it like a scientist would. Let's not just disrupt America. Let's run simulations to test if this works in smaller microcosms so that we have data that says, hey, we've run this test. We think we're ready to start it with, let's do it with some small town in a place where it's likely to work. By the way, what I'm talking about does happen in politics. Seattle was one of the first places, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe not for nothing, Nick Hanauer may have had something to do with it. He's one of the billionaires from that area. Seattle experimented, or parts of Seattle, I may have parts of the story wrong, but just to have the idea, they experimented with raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour to see what would happen. Like, because everybody has this polarizing opinion of, well, when you do that, you're going to kill small business. Or when you do that, you're going to make people live free and die well. You know, the argument has to be it's either death and destruction, or we're all going to live in utopia and have nonstop blowjobs happening all the time. So it's like, okay, the answer is probably somewhere in between those two extremes. So run the experiment on a smaller microcosm where if it's catastrophic, it doesn't have to harm people. You can control it. And I was actually in a paid seminar years and years ago where Nick was one of the speakers. And he talked about that. He says, one of the things we found with a number of the businesses was, like restaurants, for example, or at least some of them, when they raised the rates that they paid their people, in one of the restaurants he talked about, he says, the people who worked there started eating at the restaurant. And he's like, they would have made their money back just off the employees. I thought that shit was funny. He's like, turns out if you pay the dishwasher enough, he'll actually eat at your fucking restaurant. I thought that shit was funny. But yeah, like, instead of arguing about shit, why don't we do it like scientists and run the test on smaller, subsets? But I don't know, and maybe people are doing that and I don't know anything. So I'm going to go back to talking about shit I know about, which is nothing. So I guess I'm not going to talk for the rest of the show. All right, check corners. Okay, we got uno. Now we got two. We got two. There's two. I told you. Look alive, baby. There's three. Eyes on three. Oh, they're coming hard, too, ain't they? Damn, they are getting vicious as shit on this side. I love how they can teleport. That's one of my... All right, let's see what we got here. Who else is coming up with cool places to come hang out at? Let's see, Ben Shadowpawn says, I would like to go to the Fist of God on the Ring World. Big crater formed when an asteroid smacked into the Skrith floor of the Ring World in Larry Niven's Known Space series. All right, noted. Ryan's going to the Fist of God. Tell God I said what's up. All right, Ryan, I'll take your word for it. I've never heard of any of those things, but they sound fascinating. Jolly says, no, Kaz Longbottom. Okay, you guys are talking about... I have no clue what you guys are talking about, but like I said, it sounds fascinating. I'm trying to picture the places in my head based on the way Ryan described it. It sounds cool. Typical Iowa says Skyrim. Which part? Which town? Oh, bleak ass Skyrim. That's where you trying to hang out? But there, you know, it's funny I say that. There's some beautiful spots in Skyrim too. Like the town that has the tower that spins around. I can't remember how it works. I haven't played that game in some time. But there's a town in that that has a lot of verticality. Ryan's favorite word for me. That was pretty cool. And some of the places by the water get really beautiful too. You know, for a game that's 10 years old, they visually they did all right. Let's see, Kaz says, well, the heroes of the book are military personnel. Hey, how cool. Pagathos says, all right, people, time for me to shut my eyes and sleep. Thanks for today, and as always, be a pleasure. Sleep well, all. You as well, lady. Thanks for hanging. Corey Town says, what about you, bro? Where would you like to go? I'd like to see the Sky Fortress in the game Rygar. That place is cool. Like, just hang out in the Sky Fortress in Rygar. And hopefully the music from the Sky Fortress is playing. Because it's also, I asked Questlove once upon a time, did he sample that for my favorite song on the album Phrenology, which is Quills. It's one of my favorites. It's actually the song I modeled a lot of my rhyming style after. Like, I have songs where you can map the cadence and, like, the rhyme scheme exactly to Quills. It's also, little trivia question here, too. Not that anybody cares, but somebody cares. Somebody cares about you, Brian. You're special. I got my stage name because my stage name when I was an artist wasn't Bryant Chambers. I had a different name. And I got the name from the song Quills. From, I think it's the second or third verse, he starts with... I think it's the Rebel Che Guevara. You've heard another dead, you better. Don't cop thoughts creative, just save your cheddar. I hit the studio with a pen and a vendetta. Sipping the ice cold Becks, huffing the 10th letter. Drifting, shots licking while the plot thickens. Sands in the hourglass thinning, the last in it. The flash and the cash and the fast women. It's nothing, a lust for the craft, keep it passionate. Black! Kissing my tablet with fire and pins. Poke holes in the plastic for oxygen. MCs jumping out shoes and socks again. Must have seen a face in the news, it got to been. Handler, thought known as a cure for cancer. Same corrupt city as Mumia the Panther. Man-to-man, hammer cock, blocked and standoff. Bang! Gunfire slam up in the dance hall. Yo! I hold the mic that could be thrown as a pipe bomb. Bring it just to sling it at your favorite icon. The thing about my music is it ain't shit like y'all thought. Diesel like a 28-inch python. That verse gave me my stage name, where he said, I'm sipping a ice cold Becks, huffing the 10th letter. What's the 10th letter, guys? And when he did that, I was like, that's some creative shit. I'm doing that. I'm doing a song like that. And I was like, no. Do your name like that. And that's how my stage name, for anybody that knows my stage name, I imagine most people here don't because you didn't know me back when I was making music. But sipping an ice cold Becks, huffing the 10th letter. Killing lizards, ho. They don't want us. Look at us killing Jesus. What would Jesus do? Kill all the giant lizards? He wouldn't let these lizards run the earth. They're heathens. They're full of sin and evil. Jesus be down here casting out demons. Get out of that lizard, demon. How I dodged that, I'll never know. It's like the game glitches, but it glitches in my favor more than not. Alright, let's heal up. And now you're drinking the 20th letter. Well said, Kaz. T.I. says the Citadel from Mass Effect. There you go. I think your Skyrim was... I think Skyrim may be more like... Well, I don't know, because the Citadel is so just wild. Like, being on it would have to be crazy. Like, looking up into space and realizing, yo, I'm on a spaceship that's made to feel like not a spaceship. That would be cool. He says the Enterprise world would be dope if I was not wearing a red or yellow shirt or being a part of the security. Yeah, the security team always getting effed up. Ben says, Brian, Ringworld is literally the only sci-fi book series I'd recommend you listen to. I tried to listen to Rendezvous with Rama, and it's as good, but I lost track of all the characters. Yeah, man, I have actually tried listening to books, fictional books too. I just... For whatever reason, man, I haven't diagnosed everything yet beyond the dyslexia and other issues my brain has. But the tuning out, and I guess maybe it's just, maybe I don't tune into a lot of stories because I just don't relate to what's going on. Like, it doesn't speak to me in a way narcissistically that I'm like, oh, this is familiar enough for me to want to see what happens, but wild enough and crazy enough that I want to see what's going to happen next. I don't know. I've never really been able to put my finger on why only certain stories but especially in books, why I just can't read, man. Reading don't work for the kid. But I would not shun the recommendation. If you're saying to me, hey, try this, I'd be willing to at least give it a shot. I mean, I promised you I was going to watch all these silly shows you told me. And Miko co-signed your show you told me I have to watch. She's like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good. I got to season 2. I was like, okay. Well, you're the person who watches that stuff in the family. Like, I'll probably watch it in 2008, 2085 when the aliens come. Oh, by the way, that's when the aliens come, if you didn't know. 2085. This just in. 2085, the aliens are coming. Because they want their planet back. And you're going to find out how you actually got here. It's going to be fun. I'm telling you. Don't miss it. Don't be dead. You need to be alive in 2085. So you can see how all of this actually happened. And then you'll learn the first question of tonight. How often God actually changes his socks. You'll learn that'll be revealed on 2085. Whew, I lucked out with that one. I think he was rearing back to jab my ass with one of them poison spits. Got you, Ryan. Thanks. Okay, cool. Jolly says 3 brothers would be fine. Oh, okay. You guys are talking about something else. Cass says J, huffing the J, or huffing the L. Yes, it is J. Yeah, huffing the J. I ran out of fingers. And now you're drinking the 20th letter. And Jolly says, Mary J. Yes, sir. Josh is heading to bed. Good night, everyone. Cool. Hey, Josh, if you haven't left already, how are you healing up? Just let us know you're recovering good, man. We want to know you're okay. Other than that, stay strong, homie. We'll talk to you soon. Easy, Billy. You thought you was just gonna run up here and hit somebody? Fool. Oh, back out, coward ass. Although that gives me actually a second to reconstitute my magician's powers, my lightning hands. How did that one miss? Shit! Shit, I'm stuck! That is cheap as hell. That is mean. I was stuck on the terrain. You gonna jack me up like that? Yo, hookers. Yeah, come on in here and get this ass whooping. Don't think just because my... Oh, no, that's a wrap right there, ho. Now what? Dead ass ho? Yeah, your boy running, ain't he? Oh, he's stuck. Oh, that's his ass. He ain't gonna get free from that. I'm gonna kick his ass. Bow! Yeah, ho. Now what? Ho ass lizard. Cheap shotting people when they stuck. Thug mattress. Alright, who votes for there should be a Thug mattress t-shirt? Let's see the votes. I'm gonna start taking a vote on the shows when we have t-shirt ideas so that I don't start making a bunch of shirts nobody actually wants. Anybody want a Thug mattress t-shirt? Does anybody else think that's the funniest thing they've ever heard besides me? If not, then maybe not. Well, you know what? I'm making a Thug mattress t-shirt because I want to wear one. If y'all don't want to wear it, that's fine. But I'll still take the vote. Like, that shirt is dope enough for me to just make it for myself. I will totally add that to my brand and only sell one shirt if that's what it takes. Let's see, Corey says, I for Thug Mattress. Let's see, Typical Iowan says, I wasn't here for the joke. The joke is the title of the show. Jolly says, it's funny, but I wouldn't wear it. Oh, that's disappointing. Alright, good to know. I'm the only one going to wear a Thug Mattress. It's funny, but not for a lady necessarily. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Although, if I were a lady, and I'm not, so I get it, I would totally wear it just because I'm expected not to. Because that's just how my brain works. I hate convention. Like, unless convention and tradition serve an actual purpose other than this is what we've always done, I'm doing it. Like, ladies aren't supposed... Yep, I got on a shirt that says... Like, one of my favorite ladies actually went around with my Read Bitches t-shirt on. She's like, she hit me up. I'm wearing it today. I was like... All right, let me know how it goes. And then she said it actually was received very well by the ladies at, it was either Bed Bath & Beyond. Where did she wear it to? And it was a conversation starter. I said, well, you have a lot of courage, lady. But I get it. Thug mattress is probably just a personal thing to me. I'll wear it and enjoy it, and everyone will just think I'm crazy. Let's see, Josh says, oh, I forgot to mention this today. Well, yesterday I took my COVID test and result came back negative, so I'm COVID-free. There you go. You're healed and made whole, my brother. Glad to hear it. Feeling better now. It's just a sense of smell and taste. Okay, cool. Well, you're getting back to right. I'm glad to hear it, man. Keep healing. Rather... Mattress would be an invitation. I tell you what, Turbo, here's how Thug Mattress can help you. You're trying to meet new friends. Here's what I can tell you about the people you meet with the Thug Mattress t-shirt on. Whatever they say to you, if they speak to you, is honest. They see the person with the Thug Mattress t-shirt on and they decide to speak, they're a good human. So maybe all of you should have the shirt to test the people in your life. Just how do they respond to Thug Mattress? And then the shirt becomes a psychological testing tool of the, like, is this person a good person or not? How do they react to Thug Mattress? Oh, man. Unless Thug Mattress is on a sign on a hotel. Yeah, well, we talked about making it a hotel chain instead of a t-shirt, where Thug Mattress would be where the adult industry rents to film their stuff. You know, they gotta have space. I mean, I imagine, is that, I've never been in that business, so I'm not sure exactly how it goes down, but I'm pretty sure at some point a hotel came into play in one of the episodes, right? For those of you that's your thing. Can anybody confirm or deny there's hotel visits in these fantastic films, I'm sure, that are made painstakingly? Pun intended. He says, I'll use the Reed Bitches shirt as a proper shirt test. Well, I can tell you, I wore my Vagina is Undefeated shirt. As a dude, I was concerned about wearing it because I'm like, people get weird. But I actually got stopped by a lady while I was working out. Matter of fact, I may have been on a stream talking to all of you when she stopped me, and I just kind of, made her part of the conversation, but obviously kept her off camera. But, like, she stopped me. She's like, dude, that shirt is everything. That's awesome. I was like, thank you. I was waiting to get slapped. Because, like, to me, the shirt is it's celebratory. It's not, I mean, it's a funny statement. It's obviously comedy, but it's celebrating this wonderful thing that all of us came from. So there you go. Celebrating life. That's what that shirt's doing. Celebrating life. Who else we got in the comments? Kaz says, I'm the one who always wears video game shirts. Wearing the Parappa. Okay, so thank you for saying that, Kaz, because I've wondered. I knew the video game shirt that I made was only for me, because everybody disagrees with it, which I was fine with. I was like, the 9 people who buy this shirt are going to have a great life. This is the shirt for the 9 of us that hate everything. But I have thought about making, more than just the forklift champion, which I think was subsequently removed from my store after they didn't approve it, then they approved it. I think they have now unapproved it. So I don't know what the hell's going on with the forklift champion stuff. I'll have to check. I haven't checked in on my store in a couple of days. I'll have to take a look. But, yeah, I've thought about how would I incorporate video gaming into the shirt since this is game therapy. Honestly, I'd love to hear ideas from you guys since I'm only one person. I can make shirts that amuse the hell out of me, but since we are a brand that has shirts, are there things that you would like to see made that don't exist in the t-shirt world that we can make and share as just part of our community, right? Like, I see that as more like a made-to-order thing versus just having a t-shirt shop that's got, 4 or 5 shirts. Like, let's let the community help create that, because if the community chimes in, it's going to be a more well-rounded, like, diverse, what is everybody into, what does everybody like, etc. And then we can start to build around that. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to hear, like, if you have video game t-shirt ideas that you like, or like a joke that you'd like to try out, we could try it. Ooh, 2-handed weapon. Let's see what that... Hey, I got more arrows. Hallelujah to Jesus. This is why you don't buy arrows, friends. They always resupply you. When you get low, there's always this resupply around the corner. I'm going to try out some of these other weapons, though. Dang, I'm carrying 99 goblin clubs. When I sell all my stuff, it's going to be real. Wait, how much does a goblin club sell for? 5? So I get a little over 400 off that. All right. Or I guess I'll get 5 less than 500, so I get 495. I think that's how that works. The battered cudgel. I've realized I've been using the same axe for a hot minute, but it's because you get it early in the game if you're willing to explore. But it's a one-handed weapon which swings faster, which helps me juggle the enemies. And it's like, I'd love to trade off and get some of these more powerful... Shit! I just did that again. God bless it. Sorry, I'm messing up the controls. I'll have to fix something here in a second. But like all the other super powerful weapons are all two-handed weapons. It's like, I want the speed, baby. I want the power and the speed. Can I get both? And they're like, no, you can't have both. Because we won't have it. The extraordinary halberd. But it may just mean I'm going to switch to a dual. I don't really use my shield much at all, so switching to a dual weapon may not be the end of the world. Ah, the cold hatred. That's a two-hander too. Damn. All right, the battle axe is a one-hander. Oh, this thing isn't even really all that strong now that I'm looking at it. For all its bravado. The boss! That weapon sounds fascinating. Let's at least try it. Oh, here we go. The Bastard Sword. Okay, so here's Mors Mortis. I got it. I mean, you have to try it, right? You can't not try the new coolness. And then let me get to my equipment, please, and un-F what I just did. There we go. Although, having said that, it doesn't hurt to use this to your advantage. You are the blackest. Oh! You did it again, whore. Remember, it's analog stick, not D-pad, you old school gaming whore. Alright. We got the deuce. I think it ain't really getting any stronger than that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we're good on the deuce. So what I'm thinking is we switch up. So we got a 36 in our hand. Let's go. Oh, the mighty blows do 3 times the damage. That's what I've been missing out on. Okay, so yes, let's definitely add that one to our repertoire. The Fist of Adonos is a cotillion of whores. I think that's it. Corey Town says the NPCs are hoes is the shirt I want. I think you might be the only one wearing that because you and I are probably the only people that know what that's from. The NPCs are hoes. We'll see what we can do for that one. Ursula says, I guess Thug Mattress is better than Thug Pillow across. Ben says, usually it's either low budget and filmed in a motel, high budget and they'll grab a whole floor. Damn. Or how do you know? Have you made some of these films, homie? No judgment. I'm just asking. If it's in a house, it's one of the producer's homes. Ugh. Why? Or I guess he owns the house. He doesn't live there, or she. As are the fancy cars and shit, because business expenses. That's actually not. Damn. Buy a house. Make it a business expense because you shoot. I need to look up some law shit. That just gave me an idea. Shit, Thug Mattress might be happening. We'll look that up after the show. Let's see, T.I. says, I want a shirt that says conquering the world one face plant at a time. I'd have to figure out what the art for that would be. That's a funny one. You know what we should do is have all of you, if you come up with t-shirt ideas, like partner up with people in the group. It's like somebody comes up with the words, but then we have artists here and y'all collaborate to make t-shirts, and we should just go on Discord and be like, hey, we're looking to add new t-shirts to our, the community. Let's let the community vote. Which t-shirt would you want to wear? And then that way, it's like a focus group for the shirts, but it's also, that way the community's a part of it, and then they're getting a shirt that's not only going to, you know, let them get a new shirt and have clothes, but they had a part of it and had, you know, some of the fun. I think that's how I see business going in the future, man, is letting your customers be a part of the process. Now, I'm not saying let your customers manage your vision. I would disagree with letting people do that, and I get that, again, from my mentor, which was Alton Brown in media, or one of my mentors. I'll never let, and that's one of the reasons why I never took like Patreon and that stuff seriously, is because I'll never make my shit at the mercy of somebody else's charity or let the audience control the vision, right? But the audience can inform the vision, right? But yeah, like if y'all come up like, here's some shirt ideas we had, you want to take it to a vote? Hell yeah. I'd be like, all right, let's just get it made. Let's make our own shit. And then we'd have to figure something out, like the person who wins. Like we'd have to come up with something cool, and I'd have to make sure it was legal and all that crap. But like, let's say we have a T-shirt idea, and whoever came up with it, and it wins. Like, you obviously get a free shirt, right? You get that shirt for free, and then maybe at the end of the year, depending on how many shirts sell, like you could give them a cut of it, because it's like, what was your idea? Why not let the community make it? Or come up with the idea, we all make it together, and then the people who are involved also get to benefit from it. Is that a thing? Does that sound like a thing? That like business and the community working together instead of this antagonistic relationship where it's, I'm going to go into a laboratory and try to build something that hopefully you like, but if you don't, I'll just do clever marketing around it to make you believe you like it so I can sell it to you and make you hate it by the time you get home, like this fucking laptop I'm doing this show on. Like, I don't want business to be like that. Why don't we just build shit together? And then the relationship is not, it's not a competition. It's a collaboration that both of us get something we want out of the deal. You get something dope, you know, and business gets done. It creates jobs, all that shit. Like, why? I don't know why we wouldn't do that. Again, you know, you don't want your audience to control your vision, but let them inform it. 'Cause you're making it for them, crying out loud. It's your vision, but I think it should be at least tempered with the, you know, with the desires of the people who are going to be consuming it. Yeah, ho, how you like that? Two-hander. Oh, that thing does damage, son. Yeah, it does damage. Come on and get this ass whooping that you need. Passing out ass whoopings for Jesus. What would Jesus do? He'd whip all the lizards' asses. Gotcha, bitch. Anyway, I'm just spitballing that, y'all. I'm not saying that has to be a thing. Just something I'm throwing at y'all. You tell me if it sounds crazy or if it sounds amazing. All right. Yo, Goblin clubs are alright, but nothing beats a Thug mattress club. Play on it, lay on it, have a good night's sleep on us. Have a good night's sleep on us. Thug mattress, doodaloo. That's where I get doodaloo from. I've always wondered which commercial had that. Mattress Discounters is one of them. Certainly not the only thing. Doodaloo is in a lot of advertising and TV shows. Let's see, Turbo says, the games I play have legends and kids/adults with no spine beg for carries. Lots of dad joke fodder there. For the record, Mr. Shatterpawn, it was a joke. All jokes, man. Let's ease up. Turbo says the amount of research already done is insightful. Yeah. Yeah, no, that I did that joke for a fact. I wasn't expecting a white paper on how we get this done. I appreciate your diligence, though, man. I do. Man, I could almost drop him off of that. That's awesomeness. Shit! I did not. I've never been killed by that. I had no idea that's how that worked. And I do not know where my last save was. I know it's in this cave, but damn, probably way before where I was. Or not. Maybe right after I murdered all the... Nope. Gotta go back to murdering again. Here we go. Murder time. We're not too far back. We're 3 or 4 enemies back. He says big bugs, man. That's probably true. There we go. Oh man, I thought I was about to get some ore right there. What? Way, I flip way all the time, cause way the rhyme you kicking ain't worth a dime. Is this the cave where I hide on one of the rock features to kill one of the bosses? I think it might be. Maybe not. Let's see. I don't even remember if that's in this game, though. I get a lot of these games confused. Aha! Ruby! Shit. Come on, man. thing's stronger than the dang lizards. That's crazy. It's like I immediately think, oh, it's smaller. It should die faster. Like, nope, stronger. Smaller doesn't mean weaker. Look at me exploring, finding the iron node. Boy, right in the middle of a hiccup. Alright, let's get rid of this bot, if we don't mind. Oh, crap. That's going to block somebody. That's the wrong person. Let's do this right, YouTube. Did you ever finish up Jet Li? No, I haven't yet. I've looked up the guide for how to actually beat the parts that I'm stuck on. And the solution was actually what I thought the solution was. I just sucked at doing it. So at least I know I'm not doing it technically wrong. I want to practice it a little bit and know that I can do it before we get on camera, and then you guys got to watch me lose the same fight 9 times. I want to know that I can finish it before I come back on film. Because as much as I enjoy the game, despite its obvious flaws, because it's 4,000 years old, it's not something I want to become torturous for the audience to just watch me lose time and time again. Because I can only make so many jokes off of sucking at a game before it's like, all right, we got it, you suck. So we'll get back to it, though. I got to get better at the game before I want to bring it back to the show. That's all that is. It's one of those games, it's pick up and play. Like, it's easy to pick up, but it gets increasingly difficult with the, like, figuring out what is the actual fighting strategy you should employ here. And they start adding like combat gimmicks to it that it becomes obvious, like, oh, to win this I'm supposed to do that gimmick that they just introduced. So when I watched the guy used the gimmick almost exclusively, and I was like, that's why I kept getting my ass beat, because by not using the gimmick I was letting my partner, the person you're fighting with, get the crap beat out of them. And the gimmick does more to protect her than it does to actually beat the guys you're trying to fight. It's really more about keeping her alive. Which I thought was kind of, that's a old school video game thing. Like Double Dragon 2 has friendly fire. Like that's what we used to call cheap back when I was growing up. But with like Double Dragon 2, you can at least turn it off. Like the fact that she can be killed bothered me. It was like, this fight's already impossible. Why are you also giving me the added like chore of keeping her not a, like, isn't she a fighter? She should be fighting too. What happened to equality? You know, so we'll get good, man. But no, we haven't finished yet. I just need to get good, and then we'll be back. I actually had planned to do it for today's daytime stream, but the daytime stream didn't happen with my son's birthday. I thought I was going to be able to get to some stuff earlier before we got into it, but I wasn't, and there it goes. So, but yeah, the plan is definitely, you know, if no other reason than to say thank you to Jolly, is to finish Jet Li at some point. And the beautiful thing is, the reason why Jolly sent it to me, the reason why I appreciate it so much, and it's like I'm dedicated to finishing it, is like Jolly really took inventory of, you know, I make jokes on the show, but I'm not lying about the things that are annoying. And he took note of it and was like, let me send him a game that he can beat in like 4 or 5 hours. We can make a show out of it. It'll have a bunch of funny parts because it has silly dialogue, and it's Jet Li, for crying out loud. So it's like, yeah, that's great. But then I learned about 3/4 of the way through that stream that I had read a review. I'd watched a review. I knew the difficulty was going to ramp up. I just didn't realize, oh, they weren't kidding. You take ass beatings in that game. So it was like, oh, man. But just like as a thank you to Jolly for recognizing that some of these games get agonizing just because they're too long. Like, if Tales of Arise had ended in the second act, I'd probably still be telling you, you got to go buy it. Go play it. It's a great game. And then you get to the third act and realize the unfinished game shows itself. And it's like, oh, man, this game isn't good. Like, it is, but no, don't do this to us. Why? All right, I think we cleared our cave, gang. What do you say? Say, hey, Willie Mays. Ooh, a different side of the cave. We'll do the second side of the cave on our next Arcania stream, which will come up this Thursday. So yeah, big shouts out to Jolly for trying to do a brother a solid and sending him a a game that thankfully ends before it's about a 6-hour game for people that suck at it. I think the speedrunners can do it much faster once you've memorized all the sequences and whatnot. And once you get good at the controls, because it takes a minute. It's a slight learning curve with the game. But it's definitely like if you're a fan of brawlers and don't mind it not playing like, the Double Dragons. Like if you're a fan of brawlers but willing to try a new take. And I guess I should be showing you guys what I'm talking about here. Talking about Jet Li Rise to Honor. If you're a fan of brawlers, and brawlers are arguably my first or second favorite genre. Like my favorite genres are kind of spaceship shooters and brawlers. Right, and then RPGs would be close behind that. But select RPGs. Like if you're into brawlers that take a really innovative approach to how the fighting works, like honestly, like for real, if Shenmue had used this game's combat system, I could probably recommend Shenmue as a good game. I can't, because I think Shenmue is a terrible game. I just think it's a great experience to just be in the world and experience the silliness of the horrible dialogue and the things that happen. They're fun. But the gameplay, admittedly, if you're willing to spend time getting good at the bad controls, you can make the gameplay a lot more fun and you can get a lot better at it. And thankfully, the updated versions on the PlayStation added buttons where I can just map your badass move, like the one move you want to be able to pull off. You can map it to the trigger button. So that way the constantly failing at pulling off the move stops because you can just map it to one button and not have to get the button combination right. So yeah, if you're into brawlers, I definitely would recommend, with some slight caution, knowing that the game does have some old school arcade cheapness to it. But I mean, that was video games back in the day. You dealt with it, and you figure out pretty quickly that the cheapness has a trick that beats it, kind of like Dark Souls does, so to speak. And then you have a little fun. A couple hours later, you're out of there. Good to go. And I got this dude running around in a swamp. What is the world coming to, Jesus? Alright. I'm still not sure what they had me doing out here. I guess I should look at the map, or the quest marker. Because something is clearly supposed to be going down right here that is not. One of these days I want to have a talk on one of these streams, and hopefully, like, my YouTube partner manager will catch it and provide some insight. And I probably need to do some blog searching because I'm sure there's people covering it, and I've just been out of the game for a while. But I'm almost at a point where I'm about to say, and we'll close with this. We'll close with the 52 book challenge and invite you all to be a part of what we're doing in our community if you haven't already, because we're basically telling people that in 2022 we're going to help you get healthier, make more money, and build stronger relationships. And we're running a challenge to do exactly that, where you are going to go through the process of doing the study and doing the work to make it happen, and we're going to help you and provide some accountability. But I wanted to get into, and we'll do this in detail in another stream, but I need way more data before I'm willing to say it as anything but an exaggeration. But the exaggerating part of me wants to say that YouTube is rampant with piracy. Now, I know that's not a surprise. The surprise that I'm having is I am a paying YouTube customer. I spend more, when I'm on YouTube, I spend more time asking them to please get rid of pirate accounts and stop showing them to me. Sometimes I spend more time doing that than getting to the one video I want to watch and watching it. So here's what I think is at play. It's YouTube tracks what you watch, and then they try to show you more things either from those people, because you've shown that you like them, or from people who are like them. Because one of the very few things I watch is sports related. What I get is all these because sports piracy has been going on. Sports video piracy has been rampant since forever. I mean, there's websites, for crying out loud, where you can watch every sporting event. I would not recommend it because you're going to get your computer destroyed, but it can, like, the piracy's rampant. But it's like I'll log in, I'll watch Shannon Sharp do one of his talks, because he says some pretty powerful stuff, when he's not ranting about LeBron James or whatever. And immediately after that, at some point, I'll come back to YouTube and I'll see another Shannon Sharp video. Then I'm like, hey, Shannon Sharp, baby. And I'll click on it, and it's like it's off, the visuals aren't clear, the sound, and it's like when you look at who made it, it's some words that I can't even pronounce that, in my opinion, looked like the Korean language, but I wasn't sure. And because I don't speak Korean and I've read only very little of it written in, Anglo-Saxon wording. But anyway, it was like time and time again, these accounts keep popping up that they keep recommending me. And it's like, the question I want to ask YouTube is, how much money are you making off the pirates that you take my little small subset of things I like to watch, which is very minimal, and then because you, I guess, can't provide me with other content that's trending or viral, you're sending me to pirates because the people I watch don't always make content every day. And so you're sending me to these pirate accounts that are like the guys. Like, I'm a paying customer. This shouldn't be a thing with, like, if a end user that's not handing you money is having this issue, it still sucks, but they can leave. They can be like, well, I'll go to another platform because fuck it, this is free. If this is how they do their business, I can go somewhere else. I can go watch Netflix or Amazon Prime, which has kind of been my safe haven for watching stuff. But for a paying customer, YouTube, who, I get it, I don't watch a lot of your trending horse shit because I'm not interested in becoming dumber. Like, how is it that you can't find other things I want to watch without it being pirated? And sure, they find things that I want to watch. But it's so rampant for me. I'm not willing to say it's rampant on YouTube, but for me, there's probably not a day that goes by where I'm not telling YouTube, please stop recommending this channel to me. Please. Like, I want to watch the people who actually produced and own the copyrights to this content so they could get the benefits from it. It's like, but that's my question to YouTube, is how much money are you making off of your pirates such that you're not getting rid of them at a faster rate? And you're even letting paid customers see pirated content, I think, because it helps your money, helps your bottom line. But I don't know that for a fact. So, anyway, let's get into the 52 book challenge. Let's talk about that, and we'll get you guys and ladies up out of here. And let's go ahead and save this joint. Hold on, I hope I didn't just do what I think I did. No, I'm good. I'm good. I kept an older save just in case the way I leveled up my character ends up being wrong, because these European-made RPGs always do that. Like, oh, you leveled your character like that? $10,000 you can respec. You're not going to the final boss like that. Why did you let me level like this if there's a wrong way to do it? Like, I don't even want to talk to the nerds who do that shit. Alright, let's get on camera, shall we? So, if you've not heard me been talking about, we have a wisdom challenge that the Brian Chambers movement is running. And in fact, this book is not in the challenge. I need to make sure. So we're doing a wisdom challenge here at the Brian Chambers movement, or what we're calling the 52 book challenge, where every week we recommend a book for you to read. We give you a week to procure the book, right? So if you need to order it, if you need to go to the library, if you need to go to your local bookstore, or, I have used bookstores in my area. That's one of the places I love to shop. And Amazon is my go-to for books because it's just easy and convenient. It's often I can often find stuff pretty cheap if I'm willing to kind of look around. If it's a more expensive book, a lot of the books I order are not terribly expensive. But when there are super expensive ones, I usually have workarounds. And in fact, there is a super expensive book in the book challenge. There's only one, but I went ahead and found there is a way to get the book cheaper if you just know what to do and you're willing to kind of not have the most absolute current version. There's a much easier way to get the book for like half off. So I already went ahead and did that work for you, so you don't have to spend crazy amounts of money for your books. But anyway, so we send out the text message. It's a texting service where it says, okay, this is the book for the next week. And then you'll have a week to get the book, right? And then you have a week to read it. And so, like, for example, we've already sent out the first book in the challenge, which is a book called Turning Pro by Stephen Pressfield. I would show you my copy of it, but I believe one of my family members, because that's mandatory reading in my tribe, is all of Stephen Pressfield's series on that he wrote for artists and entrepreneurs is mandatory reading for my tribe. It's like, just read it. Lives are going to change. Keep reading. Because a really good friend of mine in business had me read it. And I was like, I'm glad I met you, because nobody talks about this guy. And then I had the pleasure of getting to meet Stephen Pressfield, which that's a quality individual. And I sat in, I talk about the training I do every year. I sat in one of his classes for artists last year, which was amazing. Like, the people he brought on that are artists that you probably never heard of, because they're the artists who aren't Beyonce and that the media falls all over because everybody's chasing fame because they're fucking egotistical and insecure. But like the artists you've never heard of but are very good and wealthy at what they do, they were sharing the secrets of, like, listen, and the guy who he's on the call with, the guy who's actually hosting it and had Steven come on, was saying, listen, because Steven's a writer as an artist, and he had Steven tell stories like, help us understand, how are you making money as an artist? Because all artists have this kind of dream that they're just going to make their music or whatever it is they do and everybody's going to love it and buy it, and then that never happens. And so the artist has to figure out, okay, I need to do art because that's what I am. But I need to do art that also makes money, because dreams ain't paying his light bill, right? And one of the things he was teaching is about the practical way to use your art, practical ways to use your art to make money, which are a lot of the things I show my mentees in my Spartan Advisory Council program, or my Spartan Mentorship program, where it's like, listen, let's be practical about this. Let's use the same formulas that wealthy, successful artists have already used. Right, so I teach people, like, when I have people that want to be comics, I teach them the Dimitri Martin formula, right? Which is a great way to do it, because I think in his journey, he would have never been poor the way he did it, right? Now, he also had some education that he was able to leverage to help him do that, but neither here nor there. There's things to do. But anyway, the purpose of the challenge is to get a book a week inside your brain that's not just going to fill your head with a bunch of lofty ideas. It's going to give you practical ways to get to solutions to challenges you have in your life. And then you're going to have the community sharing our collective experience with, hey, this week I read Turning Pro, and this is the number one takeaway. And I'm going to share mine too. Miko and I are doing the challenge with you all, even though I've technically I think I've read every book in the challenge. I think there may be one book I haven't read yet that I have to get to. But it's late enough in the challenge that I have plenty of time to get there. But I'm going to read, and after you guys do your thing, and I'm going to try to get Miko to do it too, my wife, to share my thoughts. But here is my number one takeaway from the book Turning Pro. I could tell it to you right now because I have that book damn near committed to memory, but I'm going to read it again anyway. But I won't spoil it. But it's like, this is the one thing I took away from the book that changed my life forever and made me the envy of successful, unhappy people. And what I mean by that is, I am happy and I am successful, but also happy, meaning I'm no longer trading my happiness for my success. And I find a lot of people in the world, they're willing to trade, and everybody has to do it to a point, right? Because you got to pay your dues and work your way up and do your thing. But it's like when you get to the point where you can be happy with the work you're doing and not just working to sustain yourself, it's like, yo, that's the place to be. And Turning Pro, more than any other book, helped me finally basically draw the line in the sand and say I'm never going back to chasing, money and opportunity the way that I did, because it doesn't jive with me as a human. And even though a lot of other people do it, and a lot of other people get success doing it, and a lot of other people got successful faster than I did because of things I'm not and wasn't willing to do back in the day when I had, more limited success. It's just, that book set me free to know, okay, this weird shit that I'm up to that nobody understands and everybody thinks I'm fucking crazy. Like, that's every story before Einstein or Alexander the Great. Like, every story is like, yeah, I was doing this crazy shit that no one believed in, and all of a sudden it worked. Right? Except I'm backing mine with a little bit more science and research. But when things did start to work for me, I realized, oh, the truths I learned in this book were what helped me do that. You know, helped me start drawing lines in the sand to not compromise certain things about my life that I won't do anymore. Like, I will never, ever directly, again in my life, work with a client who I think is an egotistical fucking asshole. And I don't have to, because I've built a life for myself where I get to avoid the people that, like, one of the reasons why I wanted to build wealth in my life, depending on how you define wealth, was to get away from people I think suck. And we're on Earth, so. Anyway, that's the type of books we're going to be bringing to you to help you order, structure, and actually get after and achieve the things you want in your life. So I invite all of you to be a part of that. On screen right now, I'll show you how you can join if you're interested. It's all free, by the way. It will not cost you a dime. It costs me a couple of dimes, but hey, what's a couple of dimes to a guy who says he wants to help people, right? Cool. So right there on screen right now, bottom left-hand corner, you can see, want to join my book club, text books to 833-576-2460, and standard text messaging rates do apply. So if you pay for your text messages, the ones we send you will be a part of those paid texts. I think that's how it works. I have unlimited texts on my stuff, so I think the way it works is it comes out of whatever. If you guys don't have unlimited text, I think it just comes out of, you'll get 4 texts from me a month, or 5, depending on how many weeks there are. And that'll come out of your total text. But this isn't a system where I'm going to be inundating you with text or saying, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Like, there's no spam. You know, inevitably, I do send out text messages if I think there is something important for the group that is outside of the context of what the group was created to do, but it's, I think, helpful to everybody to accomplish what we're up to, then you will get those texts from me. But by and large, the only text you'll ever get from me is one every, I think we're doing them on Saturday, so that you can, so like right now, the book challenge doesn't start until technically a week from today, but I sent out the email yesterday or this previous Saturday so that you can order the book now or do whatever you got to do to get it if you don't go through Amazon. And then you have a week for the book to show up, and then the challenge starts on the 10th, and now you have a week to read Turning Pro, right? On Saturday before the challenge starts, you'll get the text message for the next book in the challenge, right? And then you'll have a week to get the book. So the week you're actually doing your study and feedback for Turning Pro, you'll be ordering or going to get the second book in the challenge, right? And I'm trying to think, I'm trying to remember if I did any books that are out of print. So for example, yes, The Art of War is going to be in there. Art of War has been out of print forever. Unless you are like me and you just want, I don't know if I have it. Yeah, it's right here. I don't want to mess up my stack though. Unless you just want a hard copy of the book, The Art of War has been out of copyright for 7,000 years. You can just go to archive.org. So if I ever recommend a book that's out of print, you don't have to buy that. Just go to archive.org and download it. There will inevitably be a free version of the book there. And if there's not one there, go to YouTube and just listen to somebody read it. It's one of the easiest ways to get books in your head. Now, I do say, for books that you can procure, I always like to support the artist that wrote the book. So I recommend definitely buying and reading the book. But for some of you that may have financial challenges, YouTube may be all you got. So get it done however you got to get it done. But if you have it in you, supporting the artist definitely I think is a good thing. And then it also supports the movement. It also helps when you order books through us, it helps pay for the program to exist, which no worries. The program is going to exist whether or not you buy a book. Don't worry about that. We'll keep this thing going regardless. But every time you order a book through us, that goes to helping pay the bill for the program to exist. So, everyone who's interested, text books to 833-576-2460. That's 833-576-2460. And if I sound like a radio guy, it's because I may have done that in my life. If I sound like a radio guy reading a phone number, this may not be my first rodeo. And where in the Lord's name? Here we go. All right, let's get these last comments. Oh, Jolly wants me to listen to the joke he sent me. All right, let's do that. Hey, a rack of people joined the book club. Look at that. Yeah, and so like the write-up I did for Turning Pro, I'm looking at the text because I'm in the challenge too. I'm receiving the text. It says, reaching your dreams is impossible if you don't apply the lesson Turning Pro teaches. It's one major takeaway in that book that I want you guys to find. It's like finding a treasure at the end of a rainbow. Finding that pot of gold. It was like, when he reveals it, it's like, and then he tells the story of how he did the thing that was wrong, and it was like, well, that was my life. Thanks, boss. You know, and by the time I read the book, I was already on my journey. But he helped me just put the nail in the coffin of ever even thinking about going back to the way I used to try to do things and trying to be a part of the corporate system. I'm not built for that shit, man. This shit almost fucking killed me because you got to work around a bunch of fucking opportunistic people who would, you know, like I came from a place where people will die trying to do the right thing. And these motherfuckers will sell you out for a $2 raise. You know, it's like, I don't want to be a part of that fucking slave ship, man. And if the other people love it and enjoy it, that's cool. My experience is just different. Doesn't mean I'm right. It just means I'm different. But, yeah, people are joining. Look at y'all signing up. That's good stuff. All right, let's take these comments and get about. Oh, Jolly wanted me to listen to the book. I'm sorry. I was still talking, looking at all those text messages.
A tourist is backpacking through the Highlands of Scotland, and he stops at a pub to get a drink.
Sorry.
And the only people in there is... A tourist is backpacking through the Highlands of Scotland, and he stops at a pub to get a drink. And the only people in there is a bartender and an old man nursing a beer. And he orders a pint, and they sit in silence for like a while. And suddenly the old man turns to him and he goes, "You see this bar? I built this bar with my bare hands. From the finest wood in the country. Gave it more love and care than my own child. But do they call me McGregor, the bar builder? No." Points out the window. "You see that stone wall out there? I built that stone wall with my bare hands. Found every stone, placed them just so, the rain and the cold. But do they call me McGregor, the stone wall builder? No." Points out the other window. "You see that pier on the lake out there? I built that pier with my better hands. Drove the pilings against the tide of the sand plank by plank. But do they call me McGregor, the pier builder? No. But you fuck one goat."
So by the second iteration, I was like, "Oh, I know this one." I didn't want to start laughing early. Well done, Jolly. Oh man, I have heard that before, but it still gets you. It still gets you, man. Good one. You told it well too, man. Nice inflection, good voice acting. Your acting chops, man. You got them. Uh-oh. Oh, that's my wife. I was like, wait a minute. Who's in? All right. Back to the comments. Have you ever heard of a game called Lost Judgment? I have. I've seen it at GameStop. I don't know much about it, but I have seen it. What up, iFlames? iFlame says, "I'm live right now. LOL, not to just jump in, be live to say I'm live. Not to jump in and say I'm live, but I'm live." All right, so when we get out of here, you guys go raid iFlame's stream so he can get all that loving. If you guys haven't already left to go hang with him, which would be fine too. Alyssa says, "Definitely read Stephen Pressfield. His books are short, to the point, easy read, and super helpful." You've heard it from the lady, y'all. You've heard it from the queen. Let's see, Cass says, "But my vote is that you avoid the YouTube algorithm entirely if you can subscribe to everyone with RSS." Oh, Cass says, "Sports content is the most heavily controlled and monetized." Absolutely. Absolutely. The surprising thing is that you can find any at all on YouTube. That's exactly because the networks that own it are finally realizing that they're all fucking dead and YouTube is the future, and not just YouTube, but the OTT and streaming platforms are the future, right? And it's like, of course, they're finally getting on YouTube. Like when the NFL went to YouTube, I knew, like, because I have a book up here that may make it into a, like, that teaches you how the media industry died. But what people don't understand is when billions of dollars are pumped into something, you know, like CNN and Fox News and all the horseshit media that should just all die in a fire, it's like, when it's being propped up by billions of dollars of investment and revenue and advertisers that pay out the ass to control your brain, it's like they will stay on life support forever. Just like if a government agency announced it was shutting down, it'd take 20 years to finally close the doors because the shit is slow. But yeah, these networks get it now. They're starting to get it 20 years later because the book is called Three Blind Mice. Highly recommended if you want to understand media and how the big TV corporations did their thing and now why they're dead. Because innovation always kills everything because eventually you get too big to move fast. And then innovation like YouTube can just come along, move quickly, and disrupt you. And next thing you know, YouTube is the new you. Right? So, you know, I've known these networks were dead for... Well, it's funny because I stopped watching television in the 90s. So TV became irrelevant to me before the millennium. It was like, I remember when people announced they stopped watching TV, it was just like, yeah, like, who's still watching that shit? You know, other than sports, which is still on TV and still highly watched. In fact, I watched part of a football game with my mother-in-law today because she is a fan of my rival team. So we had a nice little chat watching her team get the crap beat out of them, which was fun for me, sad for her. But I was actually able to show her because she was like, why is he doing that? I was like, Mom, no, what he's doing, I was showing her the play the quarterback was trying to run because she was frustrated. I was like, no, he's actually doing his job. He's trying to see where the pressure is coming from so that he can adjust the play and not get killed. I said, your quarterback's doing his job right. But anyway, these networks, they're done. And it just takes 20 years for them to finally run out of money and people, you know, the baby boomers have to die. And they've got a couple years left in the tank, and then we can all have our freedom back from their bitchery. But they're the ones propping that shit up, along with sports, and it's over. But yeah, you're right, Kaz. But sadly, it's not just with the sports stuff. Like sports is a small portion of what I watch, and it's like other stuff too. And then even like gaming content, that it's like, what do you think how is that? And I get that I'm probably a little hard for the algorithm to try to recommend shit to, because what I watch is so, like, there's not a lot of it. I don't scour YouTube looking for it, but I don't know. It's just interesting, that slightly frustrating and interesting. But my vote is that you avoid the YouTube algorithm entirely. Yeah, what I typically do now is I just stay in my subscription feed and I don't go to the regular feed anymore. Because the regular feed is just them trying to pump shit at me that's going to make them money, which usually is not. Because, like, I was like, YouTube, you're tracking when I watch and how I watch. How do you not know that when I get off stream and I eat my snack, I'm not going to want to watch this very specific show that I watch every time? I think the reason is they're making more money off some shit they'd rather me watch, and they're taking a shot on, hey, try this one. No, bitch, I want to watch the shit I already watched. Well, you already watched that 5 times. Yeah, but I like it. So stop, you know what I mean? Alyssa says, I'm working on my job discernment, but I'm running into a challenge. Going remote because I'm going to need to move this summer. Thinking of moving closer to Superman, aka middle of nowhere. I'm also unvaccinated, and I know some places are not accepting exemptions. Yeah, it's true. Making a barrier for future employment at the moment. I don't understand why, if it's remote, people are morons these days. Yeah, I think one of the things that's working for you, I can tell you, at least from what I've seen, there are people talking about and looking into, hey, we may be a little over aggressive with the way we're treating people because people in your situation cannot have a vaccine. It's not a person just trying to, you know, decide that they want to go in a different direction or, you know, not want to do it because they think it's whatever. It's like, this is a person who, regardless of your moral beliefs, the fact that it's a moral belief with this vaccine shit, regardless of your moral beliefs, there are people who cannot have it. And there needs, as much as we scream about fucking diversity and inclusion, yeah, how about some health diversity? There's some people we need to make exception for. Now, if they're worried about making the rest of their employees unsafe, okay, tracking, Roger. So, like, there are businesses that literally have, no bullshit, there are companies that have people on their staff whose job it is to walk around the building and figure out all the disabilities and problems people have so they can help make your situation in your office into a thing that jives with your disabilities. How's that different for a person with a health issue, right? And I guess really, Alyssa, kind of the thing that's working against you is you're in such, I imagine, I'm going to speak out of school here because I don't know, happy to be corrected if I'm wrong, but I imagine you exist in a very small majority of people compared to the whole, right? So if there's 329 million here, I imagine there's probably less than 1 million folks in your exact scenario, right? And it's hard to adjust the rules for a small subset of the population when what's driving a lot of the stuff that's going on in the population is fear. And quelling fear is a monster, man. I mean, you literally have families breaking up over this shit. And it's sad because in 3 years, we will have moved on. And in fact, sooner than that. But I don't know. But yeah, so just keep plugging. And frankly, start using this as an opportunity to look at, hey, maybe you're realizing traditional employment's not your due. Maybe you should be looking at freelancing, right? Where you can do what you do. Now, I also understand, I'm sensitive, obviously, to your health issues where that becomes a challenge, right? But we can work together. We can find a way to make that stuff work for you. I just know it. So maybe this is an opportunity for us to look at some of your freelancing stuff. And maybe not just the idea of freelancing, but how do we revamp the way you freelance so that you can maximize your time for when you're at your healthiest and actually able to do the work and not, because you and I are similar in that, like, I have disabilities that prevent me from doing things at times, right? Like when I was having my back issue a couple of weeks ago, I thank God I was in California. I could not have streamed. I could not sit straight up in this chair for 5 minutes because I have back injuries from my Army days. I couldn't have sat still in this chair for 5 minutes, let alone a couple of hours without just being excruciatingly grimaced on my face. Like I was in a car with my mentor and we were talking about something that he stopped me. He's like, hey, are you having an anxiety attack? Are you okay with this conversation? I said, no. I am in ungodly physical pain because I was literally hunched over rubbing my legs like this in pain. And my pain threshold, that ain't me. So I'm in a bad space when that's happening. So it's like I can relate to, I have mental and physical disabilities that prevent me from doing shit. So how do we build something around your issue and let's make your obstacle your way. And instead of trying to rely on the traditional world, because let's face it, guys, if you're interested in the stuff that I do, there's a really good chance you're a misfit in society. And I don't mean you're a derelict or bad. I just mean you look at the world differently and playing the game the corporate way isn't your shit. And so you're looking for alternatives. And some of you playing the corporate way is your shit. And I'm cool with that too. Do your jam. But this may be kind of an opportunity for you. Maybe this is kind of a sign to say, hey, let's revisit this other thing over here and let's work with the people who are in my circle, Superman and others. Certainly use me as a resource if you ever need it. How do I build something around myself that sustains me but keeps me healthy and also lets me make a buck? Let's think through how can we build that for you. And I know we've talked about that at length in the past. I don't want to bore you with my pontification. Just saying maybe, hey, let's recircle those wagons and assuming you're not doing it already, and you probably are. Jolly says, I love that damn joke. So I got Turning Pro when we turned it in. So the challenge officially starts, and you'll get another text message here in a week from today. You'll get a text message. So here's how it'll work. The challenge officially starts on the 10th, which is a week from today. Your summation of your experience with the book would be due the 16th. So the day before the next book, technically, the day before the next, or like your book is due, before the next book launches, basically, is the way that works. But because the books launch on Saturdays to give you the most amount of time to get them, I'm okay with you turning in your stuff within the week. So if we start on Monday, the 10th, you should have it turned in Sunday, the 16th. So your all of your synopsises will be due every Sunday, right? But every Saturday you'll get a new recommendation for the book, and then from that recommendation you'll have a week to get it, and then another week to read it, and then that next Sunday the summaries due. Good question. Kaz says, the thing I see the most that annoys me is the content where it's a computer voice reading text, basically. Oh, yeah, dude. Like, I've tried to do laptop reviews and stuff like that. I was like, this is AI making this shit. This is not a human. Like, what is this? And I very quickly stopped watching laptop reviews on YouTube after that. Kaz says, with any luck, the whole... Actually, not laptops. I'm sorry. That was for smartphones. It was smart when I was looking for a new smartphone because I was done with the one I had. Kaz says, with any luck, the whole pandemic thing won't matter so much in a few months. The new variant is just spreading like crazy and then falling off. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, in a couple of months to a year, we'll all stop yelling at each other and we'll pick a new thing to yell about, I'm sure, because Fox News and CNN won't be able to wait to give us the next thing to all fight over. while the rich people run away with all the money, while everybody else is screaming. All right. Eric says, hey, B, I have another question for you. Run it. Alyssa says, if I don't enjoy it, it won't get done. I have wasted too much time with anxiety and depression to ever want to do something I hate, especially if it's my choice. Yeah, absolutely. I would never have you build. I will never suggest to somebody who I help or work with, hey, let's start a career for you that you hate. Because here's the deal, and this is what I learned in football and the military. None of you are getting great at shit you don't like. And the faster you can figure that out, the faster we can everybody can stop trying things that don't jive with you. You know, because in order to get great at something, you have to be willing to repeat it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again ad nauseum to become an expert. And so I tell people all the time, like, you have to pick something that you like doing to be able to put in that much work. That was why football worked for me and why I wanted to be a professional football player. It was the only thing at the time in my life that I had discovered that I am willing to do this. I'm willing to get on a field recovering from strep throat with my mouth full of mouth sores from all the acid that was built up in my body, and have to put in a mouthpiece that's rubbing up against all those fucking sores and get punched in the face for hours at a time during the day just to be able to play in the lights on Friday. Like, if I'm willing to go through that level of pain, this is something clearly that I like doing. And so I tell, like, a lot of what I help people do is figuring out what's that thing for you. So yeah, no, I'm with you, Alyssa. I would totally not recommend we do anything that you don't like. We need to build it around things, one, that you're super dope at, and then two, it needs to be something that you really like enough to do regularly. Yeah. So there you go. Eric says, I'm thinking about opening up a welding shop. Custom welding jobs, but unfortunately I have no business experience or any idea on how to run a business. Would you recommend taking a business course? Possibly. The problem with business courses is they're usually good at teaching you how to manage and operate somebody else's business. They're not usually good at teaching you what it takes to build an actual startup, to take nothing and then turn it into something. Most of the classes I see don't really help with that. They help you with things like budgeting and like the shit you learn in business school that has nothing to do. I'm sure it's changed now, but for a long time, business school, or so I'm told, was about teaching you to go run GE, not about teaching you to start a business, because starting a business is counterintuitive as fuck. Like, some of the things that you just think should work, it's like, oh, damn. Oh, I got to tell the customer 18 times before they buy something? Shit! Like, what the fuck? But, you know, that's That's the narcissistic reaction to the reality. Once you start doing business, you realize, oh, you have to tell the customer 18 times because 6,000 other people are telling them shit all day, every day, and they're tuned out. You know, so taking a business course can't hurt, but usually what I tell people is the best business course is just get started. Now, having said that, I have a business course that I don't release to the public anymore. So why am I telling you? But the point of that, I guess, the reason why I'm telling y'all is I've been thinking through how to re-release the program and build it in a different way that's actually even more useful to people than it already has been, and then potentially relaunching it because I've had some ideas come up. And this is one of my old businesses that I still run, I still operate, it still makes money. Actually, I don't run much of anything with it anymore. It kind of runs itself. But there's a business course in there that's life-changing, at least from what the people tell me that have taken it. And that's a class that I hosted and co-taught with a really good friend of mine who's been very successful at this for a very long time, at building wealth and things like that. So there's that. The other thing I can give you is if you Google, and then I'm going to give you a really cool idea that's taken from my course. I'll just give it to you for free. Then I want you to Google how to start a startup. And then you'll land on the guy who put that together. It's the founders of Y Combinator teaching a masterclass in entrepreneurship using companies like Uber and all these other all these people from Uber and these companies that are prolific now, once upon a time, taught a masterclass on how they started their businesses. And it's all free. Literally just type in how to start a startup. I think that class alone was better than any other business class I had ever taken. Just because instead of it being a class where some fucking educator is going to read to me from a textbook, it's the guy who actually started the fucking billion-dollar company telling you, here's what we did. You know, I think DoorDash is in there. The DoorDash people, which I think was a woman that time. I don't think that one's a dude, but I could be wrong. They just tell you, like, here's what I did. Here's how I did it. Here's why you're not getting customers. Here's why you're not getting new customers. And the answer to why you're not getting new customers is completely counterintuitive to what you think it is. And like, that's the stuff you learn by doing business. I've never seen business classes that teach that counterintuitive, the intangible shit that you have to be good at. That just being great at doing tasks or, you know, running other people's companies, starting your own is a whole other skill. That, like, I thought when I started my own business, because I had been running a very wealthy billionaire's business for quite some time, I thought, well, okay, I got this. And it was like, you ain't got shit. It's real easy to run a business that you didn't have to build. Not easy. It's hard as fuck, but it's quite a bit easier to run a business that someone else built for you than it is to start one that you're building yourself. So the other thing I would ask you is, do you need to start a business to do this welding shit you're doing, right? Like, are you an artist who just likes to weld? Because I'm telling you right now, if that's who you are, starting a business, the first choke point you're going to realize is you're only one welder and you can only keep up with so much workflow. And I can probably bet you money the hours you're going to put into your welding stuff is not going to be worth what customers are probably going to be willing to not spend to get it. And so what that creates is you have a business that's predicated on demand for your product, but you can only make so many so fast. And how long does it take you? And then do you have your process to make things perfected? I think you said you're doing custom shit, so the answer is no. You're going to be making stuff you haven't made before, right? So do you have your systems in place that make you lightning fast at being able to do it? And how many can you turn out? How fast? And how are your marketing? And how are your sales skills? I'd start with sales skills, then learn marketing. Everybody learns marketing because they think, oh, I got to get good on social media so I can get attention. And then their sales skills are ass. And they wonder why I have all this attention, but I don't have any money. And that was a guy came into my life to teach me that. He's like, dude, you're a killer marketer. You're a killer leader. You're a killer fucking operations director. You're a killer. You're a killer football player. You're a bitch at sales. He's like, fix that shit. And he's like, here's how you fix it. And I was like, thank you. And he was 1,000% right. Once I got good at sales, the other shit fell into place. Because getting good at sales is getting good at people. Believe it or not, it's getting good at psychology. And people ask me, B, why did you learn so much psychology? Because all you motherfuckers are crazy and don't listen. So I had to find ways to talk that makes people listen. But yeah, just like if you are, if the business rises or falls on you as the welder, you're creating a choke point that may make your business financially untenable, depending on how much effort, time, labor, and everything you have to put into making one product, how much the customer is willing to pay for that, and how fast you can repeat that process for new or existing customers that are repeat buyers. I'm going to guess based on custom welding, you're really just an artist who wants to weld shit. So I would figure out, do you just want to make money from your art, right? Which can be done too as a freelancer if that's what you want to do. Or do you want to potentially get into helping existing welding businesses do their business better as a consultant type situation, or as basically a broker where you can help other welding people do their stuff better with customers because you have skill sets. So there's ways to do business without you being the operator is what I'm saying. So, and that's something we can talk about at a later time if you're interested. If I ever relaunch my course that teaches how to do that specifically, I will let everybody know. As of right now, I don't have any plans to relaunch it other than for the customers who are already in it. So we'll see. But great question, man. It's a question I get a lot, and it's a fair question. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Elizabeth says, I'm great at science. It's why my mother wanted me to major in biology or chemistry. She was a bit disappointed when I chose social science. Hey, science is science. Yeah, and please, Eric, Ryan is saying I'm way right or Ben Shatapon. Listen to him too, because he actually does, he actually does what you're talking about. And he and I have had many talks about, okay, can we actually make money from this idea you have, or is this going to be a choke point situation where you're going to be working to death to make $7 off this shit, and it's not going to be worth your time? Right, because I'll tell you from my own personal experience, helping my wife build her first business, she ran into a choke point where she was the choke point of the business. And I told her, I said, your business problem is that you want to be a custom cake maker because you love making art, and nobody's going to want to pay you for your level of effort in making those cakes. You're never going to make enough money to justify the hours and hours and hours. Like, nobody's going to want to pay you your hourly rate that you spent 8 hours making this fucking cake. So I told her what you need to do if you want to have a cake business is you need a streamlined type of cake that you only make one type of cake, and we can market that to a specific. And I told her this is the exact audience I would market it to, because, and the audience was me actually. I was like, if you market it this way, we will buy that shit forever, because a person like me will pay to save time. I will give up money to save time every time. Time is more valuable to me than money. So it's like, if I have to pay her extra for that, but it saves me the time of having to go to the thing and get the guy with the shit, and like I'm going to pay them $40, but if I'm going to pay her $100, but it's going to come custom wrapped with a bow and all this other shit that she's going to take care of, but her labor goes down. Now we got something that we can turn a profit on. But she didn't want to do that. She's like, I'm the artist. I said, well, then you ain't got a business. Shut that thing down and just make cakes as a hobby. So we did. Ben Shatapon, but B is way right. There's loads of idiots that don't even know what they want who will waste. Oh, yeah, dude. You're talking about making custom shit for an audience? Here's what I want you to do. Before you start that welding business, I want you to cut a record. I want you to make a music album, even if you can't sing, and just get one person to buy the album. Just get one person to buy your music. Then we'll let you have your welding store. And when you see how godly impossible it is to even get your grandmother to buy your shit, you'll figure out, hey, maybe not. Because I don't, like, even if you can build the best welding in the world, if you can't sell it, you're done. Eric says, yeah, that's actually very helpful. Thank you. Yeah, and Eric, you and I have talked before, because I believe you're the guy that asked me about my course in the past as to, correct me if I'm wrong, weren't you the guy that asked me if my course would help you with a different business idea you had back in the day? And weren't you the guy I told specifically, no, it won't, don't do it? But I think that was before the business course we added to it, which would have helped you. But you may not be the guy. I may be confusing you with the 40 million other screen names I've seen on the internet since I've been here. Anyway, have I talked you all to sleep yet? Is everybody having a good night rest? Good. I love you guys. We are stronger than I. Back at it tomorrow with Shen Yuan. I'll see you then. Peace.